Time to fuck everything up. I'm so excited.
Alright, this session will prove to be hopefully kind of interesting. Exciting things planned, like the death of Volk, the annihilation.
We get to roll an initiative roll this session.
And to
No.
top it all off, maybe an initiative roll will be rolled.
What?
On a side note, I'm now introducing initiative rolls to talk. Got ya.
Brian, you do realize that every time we roll initiative, Damien dies, right?
Again, not
Hey,
the
Melissa, roll me initiative.
No, just Damien's just gonna sit this one out and just be like, "Yep, found the guy. That's up to you guys. Not my problem."
Let's see other things that might happen in this session. Damien dies, but somehow doesn't. At least one person gets smited.
What? Crazy. I have a
said
hankering.
at
I know
least
who it's
one.
gonna be.
Volk, because I already said Volk's going to die. But I also said entire planar realms will be destroyed, so I mean, you know. Alright, is everybody here?
No.
No. I'm here, finally.
Alright, so on a more serious note, last session you went and did a bit more exploring. Some information that might have been forgotten to have been revealed to the rest of the party was revealed. New characters were introduced and interrogated, and at least one family was threatened with punishments.
At least one.
Not
At
that
least
all of
one.
us know that.
And yeah. I think everyone knows about that because you were in on it, and I think Damien also talked about that afterwards. So I think everyone's 100% in on what exactly I'm referring to.
Yep.
Also, what was this, this wild magic, or was that just you rolling off the wild magic table for shits and giggles?
I think that was shits and giggles at the end.
Alright.
You do have one for me. The next time I cast magic, you can make me just auto wild magic.
Let's keep those the random shits and giggles rolls to a minimum, because I think some of these are really interesting if you don't find out about them until they happen. So we'll not do that one, because then you'd know the effect.
I think that one was me rolling because I rolled like the become gold one. One of my buttons, I have two wild magic buttons for some reason, so I was making sure one just didn't roll the same thing because I rolled that like twice or three times.
I think one of them rolls to see if you get wild magic, the other one rolls on the actual wild magic.
Yeah, I was just checking some. I won't random roll those really anymore.
Okay. Yeah, make sure that they're titled differently. It's not like the end of the world. It's just I feel like it's more interesting to you and everyone if they're all a surprise to everyone but me. Actually, it's a surprise to me too because I forgot most of them.
So I do have one button that I don't know what it does.
All right. Is it a macro or is it?
Yeah, it's a macro. It's called Let's Do Something Stupid.
It's probably something that you created.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna roll it.
Anyway.
And just to you and see if something happens. Okay, that's
anyway. So,
let me get rid of that.
I think that's just a D20, so that's basically the luck roll or whatever.
But I have a different one for that, so I must have just accidentally did it twice.
All right, let's continue the session. You have just freshly interrogated two individuals, and different people are doing the interrogating. Where are you going to go, or what are you going to do?
What information did we exactly get from them? It's been.
They lied about when he was there, like he was there later.
Didn't he give us a? I thought they gave us a location.
No location.
No,
just
he was just
he
with
left
them
there
until
to-
like 8:30 or something like that.
All right. Can shoebag cast locate person?
No.
Fuck, I forgot to go and create shoebags and master spell list.
Well, he's a level 40 wizard, so I assume he can't.
He just has
I think
every
level
spell.
45.
No, he's not more powerful than Tiamat.
Hmm.
Tiamat's
You're right,
only
so
a
the-
level
5
43.
times stronger.
Or is he Tiamat?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Or is he the Demogorgon?
And he's not
wait
the
a
Demogorgon.
second.
Those are the friends we made along the way.
All right, locate creature. I think it's the spell you were looking for.
Sure.
Yes.
The spell can locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind. I don't know if if any of you are familiar enough to use that, but also that's a 4th level spell. Give me a second to. Surprisingly enough, I have not memorized every spell or every character's ability. Let's see. 4th level spell. Oh yeah, Shoebag could cast a 4th level spell, but that might be Shoebag's only 4th level spell. So
All right.
I don't know what level he's at right now. If you wish, Shoebag can try to cast Locate Creature, but has to roll a D20, I think, because it's based off of a description, or sorry, D100, based off of a description and not based off of actually knowing them. Kind of like teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
So
Do we have any other leads? I don't.
Isn't there also a
I think so.
distance limit on locate creature? It's like 1,000 feet or something, isn't it?
yes.
So if we want the best chance of this working, we should probably go to the center of the place.
Let's see. Areas that you have actively searched. Nowhere, but you did attempt to search in the archives area.
Well, I mean, we searched his house.
Fair, but you searched one location in an entire housing district.
You're right.
It's not particularly difficult for him to been like here, waited until you left, and then walked back over here. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, this guy hasn't set up like any traps for us. Like,
I think he wants
that
to like hurt us. I think he's just trying to get away.
Avoid us.
Yeah,
There
that's
were
classic Scooby Doo mystery. Like, he's gotta like set up some traps for us. Like, you know, we then like set some traps
Perhaps-
for him.
Hey, there were traps last session. They were just not set up by the villain. They were set up by the god.
No, I mean, like maybe this villain just
Got it,
just
got
didn't
it.
get enough time.
Got it. Ben wants more traps. I'm writing this down in my notes right now.
Damien
Ben
goes
wishes
nowhere.
for more traps.
Volt can take point on all our next future assignments.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
All right. More traps. I'll put that in the ledger. I'll plan out more traps.
excellent.
Volk may or may not be the target of all of them.
All right. Well, I feel like that's just unfair.
Oh, we'll just let Volt take point.
Volk is the 3rd person in the line. Looks like this trap only targets the 3rd person in the line.
Well, I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, we
I
could
mean-
also say it's the only trap that only targets humans.
Ah, racist traps. Excellent.
Exactly.
Good point.
All right. Well, I was with you like on the specific targeting, but now that you just, all right, I think we got to cancel traps.
Trap cancels.
Sorry, I wrote it in pen, and the only way to get rid of it would be to,
Burn
cross
the
it
entire
off, and that would just
campaign sheet.
ruin the entire piece of paper that I just wrote that on.
Can't waste paper like that.
No.
Yeah, think of the trees.
All right. So, what's the plan?
Should
We
we start
have-
in the northeast section since that's closest to his home, and then work our way out from there?
If we don't have anything else to lead us off, I don't suppose we could check out the area around the clock tower again. Because that's where his parents said he liked to spend most of his time, right?
Mm-hmm. Climb the trees and see if he's hiding out in any of them.
Or see if they set up like any hidey hole or base or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be a decent place to start. But if that doesn't work, we're going door to door.
All
with
right.
A arrest
Sounds
warrant.
good to me.
No knock warrant.
Listen, it's kind of hard to do a no-knock warrant because you have armor on. Every step you take is a knock.
Excuse you, I've never cast knock in my life. That is a wizard spell.
No, your
He's just
feet
saying
are the
you're
knocking.
loud.
The pounding of justice from your feet to the ground is loud enough to count as a knock.
Excuse you, I can roll a solid 7 on stealth. That's pretty average, if I do say so myself.
I think you also get disadvantage. Having heavy
Correct.
armor.
Does
Correct, I do.
hey, you want to sneak up, Volk?
On what? The trees?
Yeah,
Am I
you might.
afraid they're sleeping?
With how loud you are, you might wake him.
All
I
right. Yeah. Anyone want to attempt to stealth through the trees in order to not wake up any of the Trents that are left in here?
Well, because you said it, I will do it.
I mean, I agree. I don't want to wake up a giant tree monster.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Alright.
One and a nat 1 from Damien.
No, I have my Cloak of Elven Kind, so I always get advantage on stealth stuff.
Please still get a nat 1 on both of them.
I did not.
No.
All right. Damien, Texas Red, Volk. Anyone else want to stealth? Otherwise, I will
Okay,
assume
I'm
you are
giving it a
holding back
stealth.
from the party.
Give it a stealth.
So what are we doing exactly? Because
We're checking
We
out
are
the
looking to
trees.
the
Checking
trees,
the
right?
trees, checking for any holes in the root systems.
Are you guys separating, or are you like splitting up, or are you keeping together in one large gang, as I call it?
Split up to
I
make it
think-
go faster.
Sure.
Search different like
It's
areas
time
of
to
the park.
split up, gang.
Good
All
job.
right, Fred, please tell the others how you're splitting up, because that's just how it works in this group.
We need somebody to go underground, to dig kind of through the dirt to see if there are any underground tunnels.
Well,
I like the
considering.
fact that Volk
So-
decided to become Fred.
Oh yeah, we've already established Damien is at most Shaggy, but probably Scooby.
so although I would love to desecrate this god's garden area, basically, that may not be the best idea to just start digging holes randomly.
Well, don't you have an innate sense for underground tunnels, considering how you live in the ground?
Was that just
That was a setup.
prank
That was
for
a
Ruby
setup.
the Worm?
Wow.
Got a point. Worms do live in the ground.
That was an impressive setup.
I'm just saying, I know where we should be looking, and I don't think this is a good idea to be digging holes.
Well, then you can just not be part of whatever group Volk's part of.
All right, I will sit back and watch with the other devils.
All right, so we got Nyla chilling on the side. Anyone else splitting? Or is everybody else just in their own group?
Who wants to be with Nyla? Come on.
I'm gonna check out this part of the woods.
Yeah, I'm
No.
going over here and.
All right, Volk, Texas Red, where are you going? Also, Maximilian, where are you going?
Here,
Oh, sorry,
I
you're
guess.
already there. Never mind, I apologize. Volk is going there. All right, so Texas Red, you're taking the last corner, or are you saying screw you guys? I'm going to a different spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go visit the man in the clock tower again.
All right,
Do I have a name?
clock tower guy.
Yeah, I don't care about his name. And I don't know the other man's name, but it will come.
What, Chung Wei?
Yeah, that one. The one I threatened their parents.
All right. In that case, I guess I gotta split up everybody.
Oh no.
Yay.
Nyla, you
Yes.
don't find anybody for some strange reason.
Huh.
Now, come with me.
Can I go to separated tree?
Yes.
Sweet.
Right, Damien. We finally get to you.
Yep. Climbing a tree.
All right, I'm going to need an investigation or perception check as you search your little corner.
I wonder which one I'm gonna choose. Perception.
You
Oh,
can
that was a
choose.
17,
You can choose
sorry.
whichever one you're better at. Okay, so perception check. All right. So Damien, anything fancy that you're doing while searching? I'm not quite sure why you're climbing a tree, because you can fly up to it, but I mean.
Well,
you
yeah,
know.
but like you can't get into the branches and everything when you're flying and have like a 10-foot wingspan. So yeah,
Fair.
probably just climbing up, seeing if there's any like spots in any of the trees that like somebody could comfortably sit in, or like it looks like somebody's worn down the bark or anything like that, climbing up or like resting on that spot for a while.
As you search, you find a portion of a tree that seems to be heavily obscured by branches and leaves, and from a distance you can tell it's a little unnatural.
Okay. Yeah, I'll kind of just like climb towards it, but like basically not like stare at, like I don't want to make it obvious that I'm climbing, like, oh, I see a weird spot up there, I'm going up there. Like I'm just gonna like keep climbing the tree and just make my way over there just slowly.
Alright, roll me a stealth check.
And this one is with advantage. Stealth.
This is without advantage because you are.
Well, it was a 12.
I know. But it would be without advantage because you're making noises and whatnot. This is more like you're moving towards that location without trying to be suspicious.
Okay, gotcha. 12.
You're obviously making noises and whatnot as you're climbing this. All right. You think that you're doing it nonchalantly, at least.
Okay.
All right. You are within 10 feet of this space. Are you going to get closer, or are you going to? What are you going to do?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get close. Like, I want to get up, like, into the space, basically. Just be like, oh, what's up here? So I want to see if it's, like, a lookout spot or something.
All right. You crawl into the space. And as you start crawling into the space, you hear some noises. And then the rustling of leaves. And as you crawl into the space, you see nothing.
Okay. Does it look like...
roll me... Sorry, continue.
Oh, I was gonna ask, does it look like this space is, like, human-sized, or, like, it's, like, animal-sized?
Roll me a perception check. Or an investigation, once again. I assume you're gonna do perception.
Perception, yep. 17. Again.
17. Alright. As you investigate, you see that this would in fact be person-sized, but just barely, as the space is hollow inside.
Oh.
As you investigate, you see the sign of fresh blood.
If I look around, there's no, like, guards or anything watching me, right?
No, there is a horned devil that is just staring up at the tree you're in, but isn't bothering to get anywhere close to you. It's like on the ground looking up at you.
Okay.
You're roughly like 30 or 40 feet up.
I'll kind of whisper, Chang Wei, are you here? like, um,
You don't hear anything.
look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. People think you took. Some people think you took the mirror.
Are you...
Whispering.
No. Are you trying to persuade them? Are
Yes.
you... Okay.
I'm kind of being like, hey.
Privately roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. 2 GM. Fuck! Why do I suck at things that matter?
Alright, as you start talking, some pieces come into your head, and you think that the noises you heard earlier were quiet chanting for a spell.
Like it's pieces of like leaves or something like that.
I'm sorry, what?
Like it's like leaves or something that fell on me.
No. So, like, as you were climbing towards that location, as you got close, you heard noises and you think that might have been the sound of somebody trying to cast a spell.
Dude, I'm not gonna attack you. I'm just assuming that he's still in the area. I'm not gonna attack you. I swear I'm not gonna attack you unless you do stupid things and like attack me. Look, man, if you get caught, bad things are gonna happen. If you just give me the mirror back, I can say I found it, and like maybe you can go free. All right? Like, we can try to work something out, man. Like, I really don't want to attack you. I talked with your parents like half an hour ago, alright? I told them that I would try to protect you as best I can.
You don't hear anything.
If I move towards, like, did it sound like the chanting was coming from this area, or that someone, like,
Yes,
moved?
it sounds like it came from the area you were currently in.
Okay, is there any evidence, like, on the tree itself that would indicate, like, hey, someone just used, like, what's the spell? Tree stride?
Perhaps there would be magical remnants, but other than the blood here, you really can't tell that there was somebody here.
Okay. This might be really fucking stupid. I'm gonna take out one of my greater healing potions and just put it in this little alcove or whatever, and then just start to climb down. And then I'll make my way back to
Alright.
the group. That was stupid. I know it's gonna come back and bite me in the ass. I know it is.
Alright. You Scooby-Doo scoot back together.
Alright, gang. What do we discover?
Here, let me highlight areas you have actually searched.
I found a beetle. Pretty sure it's not suspicious, but it very well could be.
Guys, at this point, I think Crow is just a crow. I'm kind of disappointed of this,
You'd be 100% sure though.
but I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't
let
be
Crow
so
go.
sure about that.
I'm gonna let
Because-
Crow go.
I found something very interesting.
Oh, I'm not
Alright,
gonna let Crow
Crow.
go.
Crow it attempts to fly out as soon as you say I'm gonna let it go, and it's squawking and cawing and biting and scratching, and you're like, nah, and you hold on to it again.
Crow,
and
hold on.
Crow, if Crow could cry, Crow would be crying right now.
Crow, hold on, Crow. I'm sorry. Hold on. Nyla, what did you find out?
So, I found out a little bit more about who I think is the culprit, Sureth. Okay, so he's a horn devil, right? And horn devils can cast various magics. Well, this Sureth guy, he can cast certain arcane spells different than the ones normal horn devils can do. He's he's basically got a talent for these arcane spells. Do I know what kind of arcane spells? Definitely not. I'm not a someone. That'd be a Maximilian question.
Do you want to mention the other part of that conversation, perhaps, also?
Which other part?
The fact that devils are cycled through that position rapidly because it is the only way to get out of this boring hellscape.
Exactly, and that actually proves
So
my
the
point
fact
more
that
because
he
if
is
a higher ranking devil wanted to get their hands on a mirror, that way he'd be able to promote.
but he can't. If anything, he's going to be put to death for failing to guard palace.
Not necessarily.
Brian,
mean-
what time in hell do the devils seem like forgiving folks? Incompetency? Is that like a slap on the wrist, like a performance improvement plan, or is that a stab you in the back and we'll start you over?
But what would happen if they would have caught the culprits?
So
I think he's putting the blame on this. What's his name? Something Wei, Chinwei.
Changwei.
Chinwei. If he
Uh,
catches the culprit, then what do you think would happen?
He's still a failure for
He-
letting
he-
it happen in the first place.
He probably would have been executed by now. Then
devils
he hasn't.
tend to not do fatal punishments, but demotations, as you would know. And a demotation is basically the equivalent of losing several hundred to 1,000 years of progress towards getting to that rank.
Hence why. What's his name? I forgot about it. Bone Devil.
Azraelos?
Azrath? Yeah, Azraelos. Yeah, he hates us so much because of that.
Okay, but point being, he probably is still going to be demoted somewhat. It's just dependent on how much.
I don't know, because if he catches Chinwei, who I think he's putting the blame on,
He will only get punished,
Demoted slightly.
and he has to still recover the mirror. It doesn't. He can't just capture a random person and be like, "Oh, he did it." No, I think the more important thing is not the who did it; it's the getting the mirror back.
you're
I mean,
right. At the
whoever-
end of the day, that's the case in point. We got to find this mirror. I think it's on that guy, but who knows? We don't know.
You
Okay.
think it's on Sareth?
I think it's on Surah.
Okay, but for those of us that think it might be the more suspicious guy that had dinner with his parents and seemed off and is kind of sneaking around, the gardeners might be good to talk to about any trees or any abnormalities with the plants in general. The clock keeper said they're kind of meticulous with it, and they're, there's a couple of them that manage the grounds everywhere, so it may be best to ask them of hiding spots or thickets instead of trying to do it ourselves.
That's the best lead we have.
Are you sure? We could just go antagonize the captain of the palace guard. He has the mirror on him.
You know what? I'm kind of a fan of this plan.
All right, you guys figure out what you're gonna do. I'm going to be right back.
All right. So,
Excuse me.
quo equals sus.
So no, this literally has nothing to do with Crow, and because I held
Crow
onto
sucks.
him, and you're just like, oh wait, I have something that might pertain to Crow, and you literally said nothing that pertained to Crow. I'm gonna let Crow go. Just be like,
Crow's
there.
sus.
Yeah.
Crow flies
Crow-
away, he's fine.
I'm surprised you didn't want to keep him. Our party is well known for pets and strange attractions.
You know,
Wait. We can get Shoebag to make me make the talk. I'm sure Shoebag can do that.
What?
Who knows? He's the all-powerful wizard. He
well,
can probably
Crow's
make the
already
crow
flying
talk.
away, so
Also, that's like a druid or ranger thing.
yeah.
Texas Red, shoot
Speak
that
with
crow
animals.
down. Please.
If
Jesus
you do, I will fucking try to snag missile or whatever my thing is against that goddamn
It has to
bullet.
be fired at you.
Would you ever use that ability on me? As in, I'm about to get shot. Would you use it so I don't get shot?
Nah. Depends on the circumstances.
Is this Damien or is this Melissa?
Yes.
Both. Yes.
All right. Talking
Crow has
about
been
who would
released,
sacrifice.
Brian. Crow has
Crow
been
has
released.
been released.
Yes.
Crow is the happiest crow that Crow has ever been. And Crow flies off as fast as it can.
Damien, what are you doing?
There's
Out
just a
of
little
sight.
There's just a little tear in Damien's eye, and he's like, "It's okay.
That's
It's
you
just
hear a
meant to be
gunshot in the
brief."
distance.
Damien, he only had to beat like eight others before he evolved into a Cornite, and then he could fly around.
And
No.
some emotional music is played as it was. This was actually the entire campaign was Free Crow.
All right, nice job, boys. Let's wrap it up next week. The mystery of how do we murder Nyla?
It's not really much of a mystery. It's really how do you murder Nyla without dying yourselves in the process.
Yeah,
Hey.
Nyla does have a lot of bullshit.
Team effort.
Well, no, the way you kill Nyla is by not doing anything and not stopping Nyla, and then Nyla
but-
kills herself.
Nyla will still
Problem is
bullshit
that
her way out
Nyla
of
might
it.
kill you in the process.
Actually, I think I
We'll
have
bullshit her way out of it.
Nyla. I think you should sneak into the palace and pickpocket the captain of the palace guard and get the mirror off of him.
See, I'm
Be the
going
big hero.
I'm going into a divine realm, and the guy will know right away if I'm in there or not.
Yeah, but if you get the mirror back, it won't matter. Are you afraid of gods now?
Damn.
I'm.
It's okay.
I'm more
I
so-
get it.
I know the power of gods because of the God of Annunciation. He made me realize that I am weak in comparison to
Island's
gods.
We got it.
You are but a worm before the might of a god.
This is the one and only time I will agree with you.
You heard it here, folks. Nyla
Um,
equals worm.
But by the time I even get to the Sureth, I'll be smited by that point. And that's not even including me, worrying about traps and whatnot.
Why don't you wait till he leaves the palace?
Or you could just go in there and talk to him. I
But
already
I don't
walked in
think
and
we'll have
talked to
enough.
him.
I don't think we'll have enough time to even get to the palace, or he won't even have time to leave the palace because by then the Duke of Thunder will already rain down his ruling, basically.
Brian, I'd like to talk to our spy master associate.
Sure.
Excuse me, we believe it would be beneficial for us to meet with some of the gardeners in charge of this area around the clock tower. Would that be possible? Do you know who we could talk to have that meeting?
Yes, it would be. Wait, wasn't that one druid a gardener?
I just didn't know if it. I didn't want to assume anything. I assume there are a lot of gardens.
Yes, there are some other people who are gardeners if you wish to talk to someone else.
Specifically, people in charge of this area.
Yeah, I didn't know if like a gardener had like a specific area they were in charge of, or if it's just kind of like a round robin thing. Like today I'm working at the clock tower trees. Tomorrow I'm at the Duke's palace, trimming hedges.
Well, we try the staff for gardening is kept on as few people as possible for the sole reason that we need the space for more important roles. But so the people who are here are like experts in certain types of plants as opposed to certain areas.
Who's an expert on?
I'm sorry, you're looking for an expert in what?
On the trees here?
On the trees. Yes. Let me take a look through my list.
Are all the trees in this area like the same type of tree, Brian?
There are a few different types of trees.
Okay.
None of which you recognize from your home area.
Mhm.
All right. It looks like we've got a Leitian, a human man, and a Mo Chow, a female halfling. Or sorry, half elf. Jeez, I keep saying halfling instead of half elf.
They're both half elves.
Human and half elf.
Okay.
And I'm tired of correcting your spelling, so we'll just say whatever fucking spelling you come out with is good enough.
If you insist.
Enough. Not correct, but good enough.
All right.
You get an F and you're learning how to spell these names, but
These are Korean names, aren't they?
no, Chinese.
Chinese, okay.
Because it's in the realm of a part of the Chinese pantheon.
Ah. I guess that would make sense.
Unfortunately, second edition doesn't include a Korean pantheon, so I don't know who would be in the Korean
Well, isn't
pantheon,
Korean
nor what
basically
realms
like
that would be.
Like a different... They're different culture, but like they're basically the same.
I think they worship a turtle boat.
I don't know how it works.
That's what I learned from Civ 5.
Well, I don't know enough to know whether you're correct or not, so we'll assume that you don't have to find out,
Okay.
because I probably won't put them in.
But Brian, my immersion. All right, let's talk to these two. Let's find ourselves some Chung Wei.
Is Volk wearing a mask?
No.
Okay, didn't think
Volk
so.
specifically said that he didn't want a mask or any of the Batorian armor when he went and made the deal.
Okay.
And nobody's offered any kind of armor of any sort to Maximilian, although something tells me he probably wouldn't appreciate it anyway either.
Maximilian, Texas Red can get you a great deal. Your soul for a decent mask and hellish armor.
Well, a mask of dark vision dark vision that works in magical darkness and telepathic range, but you know.
All it takes is your soul.
I mean, I like my soul for now.
I mean, I get it when you die.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
Yeah, but that would mean Texas Red would have to figure out the paperwork.
I feel like he'll jump through a few hoops for a soul.
I think I'm fine for now. Let's go talk to a gardener.
All right, you wish to talk to a gardener. Which gardener?
Let's talk to Mo Chow first.
I'm going to tell you that you probably don't need to talk to both. They can probably, whichever one you select will be capable of doing the thing you want them to do.
All right, then we better split up, investigate both, and look for discrepancies.
Oh, hey, look, Volk
Mac-
suddenly his mouth got sealed shut by magic. Damien, I'm sorry, what? Did you say you wanted to go and see Mo Chow because that was the one that was listed by somebody who will not be mentioned first?
Sure, yep.
All right.
Definitely was paying
Well, the
attention
house-
just then.
All right, well, the house of Mo Chow is over here.
Ah,
Wow.
sweet. Could you ping again? There it is.
Let me just add to your NPC listing. You've got one cleric, one spymaster's assistant, one possibly deranged wizard, and one...
Probably.
Possibly. You don't need to put that possibly there.
Not possibly, probably.
I think deranged is the
most
correct word.
likely deranged. And now I'll be adding one NPC who doesn't have ranks in any kind of skill, but is in fact a gardener. One could call them a regular gardener.
Whack.
With his trusty hoe.
Before everybody goes in and just invades this dude's house, as we do, I want to pull Volk aside for a little chat.
Alright, go into a
My
separate
mouth
chat.
unsealed.
Group 2.
Oh man, sorry, I had the weirdest sensation of not being able to talk.
That's weird. Okay, so... This is me and Melissa, can't remember. Were you there when I made, the promise to Cheng Wei's parents?
No, I was not.
Okay. So here's the thing, I kind of made a promise to Cheng Wei's parents that I would do my best to protect him from death, which obviously I'm gonna do my best.
Sus.
How would you go about not letting him die?
Damien, I, at my core, am a firm believer of Helm.
Mm-hmm.
And Helm justifies equality before the law.
Mm-hmm.
Chung Wei, right now, has been found, at least supposedly, as our prime suspect to be in breach of that law.
Mm-hmm. But, like, if you returned the mirror, or, like, if somebody found the mirror somewhere, and, like, it wasn't traced back to him, like, he would be good, right?
Your hope is that Chung Wei is either being used as a disposable pawn, or possibly that he
Or, like,
is unaware of what he is doing.
Brian, I'll kind of look around and make sure no one's, like, listening in on our conversations.
Yeah. As you say that, Nyla attempts to listen in on you, but I your passive perception beat that, so I automatically was like, you told him off, and
Yeah. Yeah, so, walk a little farther away from Nyla. So, but, like, if he was involved, but he willingly just returned the mirror, and, like, understands, hey, he fucked up, like, don't do that again, like, it would be good, right? Like, he wouldn't just be killed?
Damien, although I am at my core a firm believer in the law, I wish to see the law protect others, keep them safe from harm. However, we must respect the rules and the laws of the Duke of Thunder, and you must realize the reality of the situation is that he is not a forgiving man. Your only hope in upholding your promise is to discover there's something deeper going on here. That Chung Wei has been used, that he has been betrayed by the group he worshipped. Now, there are certain clues, and I do have suspicions that this is the case, but I can't pronounce innocence upon Chung Wei when there's such damning evidence against him. I will give you this. I will do everything in my power to see that the law is upheld fairly, and that, if possible, Chung Wei is kept alive. However, I cannot and will not go against the judgment of the Duke of Thunder, because he is the rightful ruler of this land.
Do you know if he's likely to rule as death or imprison him? Like, do you know which one?
that would require a religion check. Unless you can tell me the answer right now.
I can hazard a guess, considering how the Duke of Thunder is known for his violent anger and rampaging, and how 3 seconds after the mirror was stolen, he showed up and blamed Nyla for stealing it and threatened to execute her. It's like, you think that person's going to be very forgiving?
Well, I mean, if the dude was, like, repentant or something.
Damien, it's a long shot.
Damien, either you roll me an insight check or Volk roll me a religion check.
Well, let's see here.
Roll them privately, please.
Okay.
Right.
All right, Damien rolled first.
No.
Oh,
All right.
well, I thought we were doing it together, but okay.
No.
Teamwork.
Damien. Volk is right on this. But you might be able to convince the Duke of Thunder, but you would need some really good rolls and some really good arguments.
Ugh. I just got really annoyed for some reason. So thousands of voices right out in anger.
All right,
Suddenly
but ignore the stench of Nyla, as you already scared her off. So
um, okay. Oh, I appreciate the advice, I guess, kind of.
It's once again, it's a long shot, but if I can help, I will. I have a bit of. I know your persuasion isn't exactly your highest skill.
Hmm.
I'll aid you where I can, Damien, but not to the
Not to the point of death, obviously.
not to the point of breaking the law, obviously.
Okay.
What is very much clear right now is Chung Wei is not going to get away unpunished,
Hmm.
no matter how small his crimes may be right now.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Let's invade this dude's house once again, as we've been doing.
As is tradition.
Full,
funnily
full-
enough, okay, Maximilian, this is the least sus Nyla has ever
I know.
been in her entire existence as a character.
Yeah, that says a lot.
I'm the least sus and also the most sus at the same time. I love this.
All right, in that case,
Let's go invade somebody's house. And I will knock on the door.
they're not home. I'm just kidding.
So,
Now we gotta
what did
track down
you-
another person.
All right.
What
Well,
did
Mo
you and,
Chow is in fact there. I just realized now how you wrote that. I am very upset, but skipping that.
You expect anything differently, though?
True.
Um,
Ben couldn't spell one of these names if his life depended on it.
correct.
Berating player characters to the side. A half elf woman comes to the door, and before you ask, no, they don't match the description of this. They're not 5'8". They are in
Alright.
fact 5'5", and they have brownish hair, and they look to be about 30-ish. There's I don't know if it's a different description that you
I
don't
mean,
think
it's
are
pretty
sus.
close. We better investigate her just to be sure.
We can't investigate every single person here.
Yeah.
Well, also, Cheng Wei's the dude. Is this person a dude? Because
No.
No.
exactly.
I feel like a Pokemon professor. I'll introduce myself, say, Folklefine, Paladin at Law. We're seeking some answers regarding gardening work. Can we come in for a moment?
Sure.
All right, boys. Let's get in there.
And
I'm
you're
not a boy.
like party of like 12 or so.
Tiny
Storms
little mouse.
house.
Well, at least we got rid
I
of
don't know how many you have in your party, but you have quite a lot. I think you have like 4. No, I think you have like, yeah, I think you have 4 horned devils and your wizard pal and Gial and
Master.
Spy Master and the cleric and the rest of you. So yeah, you basically fill up this woman's living quarters, as she's a little uncomfortable considering all the chairs and all the tables, and the chandelier has been occupied by different beings, as Torun's on the chandelier. And she's like, yes, how can I help you then?
We have some questions about the area around the clock tower, and more specifically, do you know the half elf Chung Wei?
Chung Wei, I have heard that name. As he was working as in his youth as like an apprentice to one of the druids who used to live here, and I haven't seen him much since. I guess he really didn't take much of a liking to the whole being a gardener idea. So I'm not quite sure what path he took, but I'm familiar with that name.
We heard that he perhaps enjoyed hanging out in the area around the clock tower. Do you perhaps know where did he have any regular hiding spots? Any area he would normally like to hang out in?
If he did, I didn't see him much. I don't know whether that's just me paying much attention to my work or if he was just really good at hiding. But I, I mean, I guess I did see him a few times in that general area, within a few recent few years. So I mean,
Like
I guess
these
he does
last
frequent that.
3 years?
Yes, I think I saw him recently-ish, like a few weeks ago in there. So I guess perhaps you're right that he does frequent it, but I'm a gardener and tending to the plants is more of my issue than the guest side.
Right. Do you perhaps know what is it just dirt underneath the trees? There's nothing underneath
Well,
the dirt.
it's uh it's the clouds and then the stones and then the dirt and then the trees and other plants like the berries and the flowers and whatnot.
Approximately how far down does the dirt go?
Uh, Several feet. I've never personally dug that far down. Be a bit rude.
Right, right.
But
But no more than 10 feet, perhaps.
oh, I couldn't tell you honestly. I've never personally tried to measure it.
Okay.
If you're thinking could somebody dig through it, I think it would be rather silly of them. I mean, why would you dig through the dirt in a garden? That's a little rude. Are you a dog?
Well, I mean,
It might be trying to
Yes, he
hide
is.
something.
now, oh, the trees in the clock tower area. Can you tell me a bit about them?
Yes, I can. What would you like to know?
How difficult would it be to attain one of the trees as a sapling?
Quite.
Quite
At least
difficult.
not without anyone noticing. I mean, I guess if you obtained it as a seedling, no one would notice a seed missing, but if someone were to take one of the plants out of the garden, we would most certainly notice the gardeners, which we haven't. Although there's nothing particularly unique about them, they are quite standard, if not for their age, for decorative trees. So, I mean, it would just be far easier and less punishing if you just went and bought that kind of tree from some kind of plant seller.
But how often? So the the nuts and like seeds of the trees, they're not uh, like swept away. They're not restricted at all. Anybody could pick up an acorn off of one of these trees, and if they had
Well,
the capability,
we
they could grow their own.
we clean them up, sure, but I mean, it's not like we count the number of seeds. Hypothetically, one could take a seed just as it's ripe, and not before it falls to the ground, or as soon as it falls down to the ground. But normally we would clean it up that day, so they would have to make it before we get there. But it wouldn't be difficult, and it's
Didn't the
not like we
lady
would
say that
notice.
he brought like an actual like tree into his home?
Yeah.
So I think he probably just got it from Sigil and then just brought it home with him.
It's a
Or you're
possibility.
looking at the wrong guy because he's being framed.
All right. Let's talk about something less ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I was hoping to get out
You're
of
right.
this.
You don't know. You don't know anything. Continue.
I'm just really. There's something we're missing here. There's a big puzzle piece.
What are the
Oh.
two most popular types of trees that you have here?
Well, we've got.
And how many of each do you have?
I'm not going to tell you how many of each. All right.
Well,
Let's
basically,
be real.
I'm just
not
trying.
going to tell you how many of each.
Basically, I'm just trying to give like a general knowledge of, okay, if he's using the most common type of tree, he can go here,
Well, we
here,
know
here, or
kind
here.
of which tree he used because we have the impact marks. So it must have been a tree around this area.
Let's see. We've got Maidenhair Trees. They're the ones with the weirdly shaped leaves. They look kind of like fans. We've got magnolias. We've got Chinese firs. I mean, I've never met a group of I guess you're the group of detectives, right? That have been wandering about.
Mm-hmm.
That
Never
is
really met a group
us.
of detectives so fascinated with the types of trees around here.
Oh, I used to be a lumberjack, so I'm just interested with new trees. I don't know anything about any of this stuff.
Oh, she's a lumberjack and she's okay.
You cut down trees and you eat all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you put on women's clothing and hang around in bars?
All right, that's enough Monty Python. Do we have any other questions anybody wants to ask her? I think we've kind of exhausted this vein. At least I've exhausted my thoughts on it. Okay.
For
will thank
future,
her.
just for future reference, if we are to dig holes, say our paladin, for example, can you confirm if digging straight down is the best way to go? Just standing on top of a pile of dirt and just digging down?
It's obviously the best way to do it.
Well, everybody knows you don't dig straight down. That's how you fall in lava.
Or fall
Or
through
the
a cloud.
Well, I've never really personally dug straight down that far if I wasn't planting something, so
So it's worth a try then. Volk, you're gonna be the digging guy.
it would be quite unwise. I might have to report unauthorized planting in the gardens if you attempt to do so. Or, if you go further beyond and filling in the hole, that would be quite a trap for somebody, and that would be quite unwelcome around here.
I totally agree, and it's kind of like what I've been trying to tell people, but they don't seem to get it quite yet.
Nyla, we're just trying to play into your strengths. You are a worm. You dig in the dirt. I'm sorry if that's the only way I can see you.
Madam Gardner, do I look like a worm to you?
Well, I mean,
It's
you've
okay
got
to call
hair.
her a freak, so.
You've got hair and you've got scales. That's quite unusual for a worm, but I mean, perhaps if you spelled the worm with a U, then I mean, I guess then it's like a draconic scaly lizard, or sorry, scaly like snake thing. Then I guess
Also,
like a
all you
worm
guys
like
have been
that.
complimenting me from. Oh, thanks, guys.
That's definitely what we're doing.
Yorm.
That worm with the U.
Yeah. Yorm.
All right. You mean when you adopt a pet worm, this is what you have to name it?
Worm.
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 All right. Stupid jokes aside. Anything
Let's
else?
be real. This entire thing's a stupid joke.
Wow. All right.
All right. Yes. Any more questions for the NPC before I delete them from existence?
Well, we'll be back. I guarantee it.
Shoot. All right, let me make sure that I don't delete them from existence then.
Nope. That is all. Thank you for your time.
All right,
It
for my
was-
2 notes for the session, I've got Volk wants more traps and don't delete characters from existence.
You can never delete a character ever again.
Yep. Even after we kill them,
Hmm.
except for Nyla, you can delete her.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Don't delete characters. Always bring them back, including the dead ones.
I mean, we are in the afterlife, so it wouldn't be the weirdest thing. Hey, didn't
Bring
we
back
kill you
all
already?
dead characters as angry undead who target the party. Got
Is
it.
that
Thank
any
you.
different from our regular life? Except they're not undead yet. They're just regular pissed off people.
All right. Back to seriousness. What's your next plan then? Are you gonna ask her any more questions, or are you?
I don't have anything else.
All right.
That's another dead end.
All right.
Jamie's just uncomfortable with the whole situation. Not knowing trees and stuff. Ugh.
All right. Just out of curiosity, Ben, what's this hole of information that you're trying to find or trying to fill in, but you can't quite?
There's gotta be a piece we're missing, like the motive. We're missing the motive. Why this person did this? Like, it's easy, like,
Why?
such a.
Why
I
don't we
can
go
give you a
back?
motive.
No, let's go back to his house, cause we took a break about 10 minutes ago, and I did some thinking during that very long. It felt like a week, but it really was only like 2-minute break. And why don't I just cast comprehend languages and read the actual writing? I can write it in common, and then Nyla can translate the thieves' cant from there. See if there's actually something to that message.
Once again, Thieves' Cant is difficult to comprehend without the intentions behind it.
Also, wasn't it?
In this case, it would be like the manner in which it is scrawled on the wall, and the material it could be scrawled upon. But there is the chance that you discover some other meaning behind it. Although all that Nyla really saw was that written in like scratchings one would use in order to basically inform other thieves what it's like the kind of scratchings you would put on a house to basically be like, yeah, they're going to be gone at this point, rob them then. It just said in that kind of manner it just said Athar, at least to what Nyla had seen, but perhaps there was more.
I mean, it's another lead. Let's check it out.
I'm telling you guys, he's getting set up by Sureth.
Well, if he is working for the Athar, then we might find something that's Athar related, even though Nyla has no idea what anything Athar related is.
Once again, Nyla has basically been in the presence of the Athar
Once.
for approximately
10
hour,
ish hours, like practically like half a year ago ish.
Worst Athar ever.
So
You're really an Athar.
I mean, the chances of Nyla recognizing something are astronomically low, unless it's a neon sign that says this is what this does.
You're saying there's a
Sounds
chance.
like you are very devoted to your non-gods.
Do we want to get what's his face to cast?
Detect magic in there?
Either
That'd be a good start.
detect magic in there, locate object, and then locate creature. Because detect magic to
you
see
mean
if
they're
there's
a
any.
great wizard shoe bag?
Yes, because detect magic to detect any magic, locate object possibly on the portable hole because he might have just stored it somewhere. And we just can't find it, and it would at least show us the way to the closest portable hole. and then locate creature because we might get lucky.
I
And we might find like a picture or something of this
think we
dude.
should save locate creature for now, but definitely the first two. Because
Okay.
what locate objects first level spell?
Something like that. Either first or second. Pretty sure it's first.
Okay. Let's check. Let's go to Chogway's house again. Da, 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 da.
We also still have the dog, don't we?
I thought the dog
Oh
went
yeah,
back.
I forgot you Hellhound, your ever loyal quote unquote companion, Agdralat.
How big
Hellhound?
are hellhounds?
All right,
Because I
locate
would
object
love
is
to
a
have
second
Shoebag
level
ride on a
spell,
hellhound.
and there is a limited number of times Shoebag is willing to cast it.
It's a what level spell?
Second.
Well, Maximilian can get. Oh, wait, no.
Someday,
Possibly.
eventually.
All right. Roll me a d8 for encounters.
Oh, I got this. Maybe.
Please, for the love of God, no. Somebody else roll. Anybody
Okay,
else
someone
roll.
roll because I'm
No,
still
I can
slow.
Something.
All right, Nyla, roll me this.
Someone else roll because my system's still slow.
5.
Thank
Volk,
you.
5. All right, congratulations. You don't run into the Demogorgon. All right, good enough.
We'll get him
Good.
next time, guys.
You go to Cheng Wei's house.
Wants to remove the Demogorgon.
All right. First of all, we'll have the Cleric of the Cloud Youth cast Detect Magic if he's willing to help us see if we missed anything on our first pass over.
Detect Magic is a ritual, which means that it does not cost a spell slot, but it takes a long period of time.
10 minutes plus whatever the casting time of the spell is.
I think it's an action.
Okay.
Brian, I'm back on.
So 10 minutes
No.
and 6 seconds.
That's only if you want to cast it as a ritual. You don't have to cast it as a ritual, though.
Yes, however, it is an NPC who can only cast first level spells, so
I was missing that part.
Gonna cast it as a ritual.
this person basically would become useless if they cast it like twice. So they cast it as a ritual, which means that you have 10 minutes of searching around and fucking things up before they can actually cast the spell. So do you want to do anything during those 10 minutes?
I'll take a closer look at the Aethars or the Thieves' Cant.
I'll
that's
at
the
least
Spy Master.
try to do that.
Spymaster Associate, if she has any idea what this is.
Sure. Roll me another investigation. Perhaps you can find something you had missed.
People still there?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Would she have assistance from any of us? Since we're all looking again.
Who do you specifically want?
If she gets
investigate?
assistance, then she gets advantage.
Sweet. Assistance. Nyla, go.
Am I rolling or is the...
Yes, you were rolling.
I mean, you're the one who asked, so yeah.
You are also the only one who can understand Thieves' Cant, so
Okay.
you're the only one who can understand the scratchings of Thieves' Cant versus the scratchings of nothing.
Okay.
I thought Texas Red knew Thieves' Cant.
And what's it going to be? Investigation?
Alright, if Texas Red wants to do this, then Texas Red can, but I'm fairly confident Texas Red would rather stand in the corner and look cool.
Class.
Come on,
I don't know if I-
computer. I'm on my character sheet now.
Alright, otherwise I can roll it for you, Matt.
I'm nearly there. Just give me 1 second. Investigation. I need to roll twice. Sorry.
Or just with advantage.
Alright, so Detect Magic by Raw would not do much here, by the way. Unless, I'm going to say, unless magic was cast within, let's say, the last hour.
Oh, okay. Can it not detect magical items or like illusion
For the
effects?
duration, for the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Yeah, so,
And then it talks about what you can't detect. So
all of our magical weapons and stuff like that. are detected, but
We have magical.
It would be faint to see any kind of faint to nearly impossible to see any remnants of spells that had been cast in the area.
Okay.
By the way, it can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 foot of metal, or sorry, 1 inch of metal, any layer of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So if the magic item is buried less than 3 feet down, you will find it in the dirt. Otherwise, you'd have to dig deeper.
well, I mean, we already dug in that little hole that he had.
I don't think we dug anything.
Yeah, because
We
I had
just
the
checked.
pickaxe. I went down all the way to stone, and I was able to say that it wasn't a
Yes.
professional job.
Damien-
That
Damien did dig deeply. When Damien was looking for evidence of plants, Damien didn't find anything there, but Damien also dug all the way down to the stone at the
yes.
I rolled, but I rolled privately by accident.
All right, Nyla, you rolled an 18. With that roll and the fact that one of your party members actually holds up a light this time, allowing you to attempt to see the scratchings on the wall.
It wasn't even a party member; it was a spy master associate, wasn't it?
Anyway, you look at the wall for more signs of thieves' cant,
For more than 3 seconds this time.
and you don't see anything. What this would roughly translate to is just an accusatory term of "this is the house of an Athar." The meaning of this message is difficult to interpret because this could either be an accusation or it could be a statement of fact.
How is it scratched on there? Does it look like it was hastily written, or does it look like it's been like kind
So-
of lovingly carved?
So this looks like it has been scratched onto the typical method of thieves' cant, which means basically someone grabbed a knife and very lightly scratched this into the wall. This could probably be carved out within a matter of like 30 seconds.
Damn thieves. Okay.
Anybody want to detect anything else before the detect magic goes off?
Can I detect magical mirror?
Can you detect magic mirror? Sure. Roll me a
Dang it,
investigation
that's
check.
what I was gonna do.
Roll me an investigation check with advantage.
Nice. Roll again.
Yeah.
18.
18. All right. You dig through the materials within this place, and you don't find any magic mirrors.
Damn. That was our best choice. Those are our best odds.
You also don't find any trees,
Damn it.
and you don't find any bags of holding or other types of holding items.
Do we find any beetles?
Do you find any beetles?
Yeah. Found one earlier. I just want to be sure it's not a
You
coincidence.
find no beetles.
Alright. This is starting to look like an outlier incident. Alright. Let us.
Is there any sort of journal or books in here at all?
All right, you start rifling through the as Volk is rifling through the cabinets and drawers and other things. You don't find any kind of writing book, but you do find implementations like a quill and whatnot. But they don't seem they seem to have been used recently, but not like within the last hour, kind of recently. So within the last few days, it seems to have been used, but you don't find anything that it could have been written on. At least relevant to what you're doing. You do
Wait.
find actually, now that I think about it, yeah, you don't find any kind of like papers or anything like that, because any kind of papers that you'd most likely find would be bounties, and those would have been delivered. So no, you don't find anything that's been written on that is relevant to this case.
All right. Still hardly know anything about. I mean, we know so much about Chung Wei, but we don't know anything actually about him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you guys are looking in the wrong place, but you know.
Or maybe all my characters are really just cardboard figures that I give mouths to, and secretly they're all faceless monsters.
A mimic? Nani?
Yes, they're all Slenderman and mimics. Mm-hmm.
All right, what's our next lead?
Surat.
I'm sorry. I thought I heard something really annoying, but it just must have been.
It's by the wind.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey Ryan, how obvious is that thieves can't writing? Like, if somebody were just to like walk in here and then like
I was
look
barely
around.
able to notice it.
Nyla, roll me an insight check.
What? Insight?
Roll me an insight check.
Insight is right here.
And roll me with advantage, because I think Damien's trying to help you out here.
Nice.
All right. It's more obvious than normally, but it's not super obvious to someone who doesn't know thieves can't.
Because my question is that, like, if he was living here and, like, just had that scratch, like, anybody who knows what that is would, like, see it and call him out immediately on it. Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense to me to have him, just, like, have that on his wall for anyone to see.
But the
I will
only people...
also say, with Nyla's earlier investigation check, that I'm sorry for not mentioning this earlier. It looks to have been. It does not look to have been there for a long period of time.
Texas Red. One of your abilities is criminal contact, right? Are you able to find the people in this city who might be able of knowing thieves can't? And can you possibly work with the spy master's assistant to find out who wrote this message if it wasn't Chung Wei?
Well, I can't turn over criminal contacts for this. That wouldn't make me a very good criminal contact myself, now would it?
Obviously, we would. This is for the greater good here.
So I'm looking at criminal contact right now. It's basically you find somebody as a liaison to work with other criminals. As a realm owned by a guy who is very anti-criminal action and very pro-punishing bad guys, I would say if there are criminals here, which, considering this is a realm full of bureaucracy, there's probably some kind of criminality going on here. You would not find any, like, network of it. It would all be, if there is any crime going around here, it would all probably be on the individual level. Because if it was a network, it would have been swiftly punished by the Duke.
Okay.
However, you might be able to find a criminal network within the mercenaries outside in the courtyard if you still want to use that for a later point in time.
Noted. Where? Missing motive? We're missing... Well,
I think we just give up, guys, and go home.
I mean, I know someone who has a motive.
Oh my god. I swear.
oh, I'm sorry, Nyla. Have we been ignoring you?
I'm
please,
just
tell
saying.
us.
I have. So, Sureth is the perfect person. Not
All right.
only
So
do you have
anyway, let's
Just because you think one person did it.
Can you ask Cement, if they can speak with us briefly outside of the palace.
What was that?
We're asking the spy master's assistant if we can arrange a meeting with the palace guard captain for
I mean,
5 minutes.
we already talked to him.
Yeah, we did.
Did Nyla talk?
No.
I did
No.
not.
Because he's in the dude.
No, that's why I'm saying arrange a meeting, like even if it's on the steps or whatever, because Nyla's too scared to go.
I
dance
don't
with-
want to be smited by another guy. I learned my lesson the first
I
time.
know,
That
hopefully
costs
the
us
palace
4
guards-
stats.
Okay.
Mr. Spy Master Assistant. Is that possible?
I can see, but it would
Prefer
definitely-
just for Nyla. Like none of us have to be there, and if Nyla disappears by the secret police, we
but it would have to
No
be.
questions asked.
Surath would have to agree to it, of course.
And if he doesn't, that puts more sus on him.
oh my! Just tell him there is a worm shit talking him. He will agree. I guarantee it.
Very well.
Who would gain the most from this the head of security losing his job?
Probably the other devils.
No, like is there like a small group of devils that would be like next in line for the position?
Well, he
Yes.
did give us. Didn't he give us a list of some of his enemies that we should check out?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
He definitely mentioned it. I don't know if he.
Yes, I apologize. That's on me. You should have gotten a list already.
Oh wait, can I ask
But yes,
finances?
yes, the devils have a list of hierarchy amongst themselves. So I guess going down it and
Who
from,
would be the next in
down
line
the
to
top
be
would be-
the spy or not spy master, the head of security?
let's see, a devil named Ekazor.
And the other question is, do we know when the current devil in place was due to be promoted out? I'm assuming there's a general timeline for people.
Well, he only got there like 3 months ago.
Yeah, I don't know how long they have to serve.
Their contract is for a very long time.
Then
So you honestly, you don't see many of them actually leave here with honors, if you get my drift. But supposedly sometimes you see it. All right, here's the next 3 in line.
Can I ask the spy master's assistant a little bit more about Sureth's arcane powers? Because he has more powers than the normal horn devil.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Okay. This is Matt. This is weird for devils. Usually don't have subclasses like rogue, wizards. They're just devils, right? So this is very-
Usually no, but there are.
Exceptions.
Well, also devils are millennia old.
Okay. So they
So it's not impossible for them to get classes if they so chose.
can. Okay.
So all it would take us is a couple millennia.
I got that kind of time, guys.
Congratulations.
I don't.
Assuming you don't get killed in Bator, then yes, you've got time.
I don't. I'm a human. Well, not a human, but mortal.
Let's see. I think Ekazor is going to be our next lead, unless we just want to start doing the door-to-door approach.
Well,
Knock,
'cause
knock, knock.
right-
You ever heard of
right now
Way?
this might be just a stupid idea that I'm having, but I'm thinking that Nyla is possibly somewhat right. I don't think that it's the head of security that did this because he would just be demoted. Like, it wouldn't be good for him at all. However, the next in line, if he gets demoted, the next in line can take over and gets
Okay,
that
wait a second.
position.
Who promotes devils?
God.
Higher devils.
Yes, you would know this. Who promotes devils in terms of position or in terms of type of devil?
In terms of both.
Type of devil, a grader can improve the type of devil of any lesser demon, or sorry, of any lesser devil. An archdevil is required to upgrade a greater devil, and in order to serve demotions, you just have to be a higher level devil and in power over that devil. So demotions are far easier to give out.
But let's just say there is some conspiracy about these guys, a devil per se. If Surath was able to get this devil, the mirror, he'd probably be promoted by that high devil. Yeah, he may be demoted, but he'll get, several promotions up.
I don't think it works like that. I think it's a lot harder to get Texas Red, correct me if I'm wrong, but I imagine it's a lot harder to get promoted than it is to get demoted. And I think any benefits that Sareth would gain from having this, from finding the mirror, would be totally nullified.
I'm just saying, it looks really easy that this the guy you're suspecting, I think he's being framed by him. We have a thing for a motive for Surath. At least I think so. We have
the answer to Nyla's statement for Texas Red would be depends on the circumstances.
And I'm thinking, getting a mirror of a god is probably, special circumstances.
And I think that losing the mirror of the god in the first place is probably grounds for, demotion, probably down to an imp or a lemur.
He's the top dog over there.
He's not.
Boss?
His boss might have wanted the mirror.
His boss is the fucking Duke of Thunder.
No, because he can't promote or demote anyone. The Duke of Thunder can't do that.
Duke of Thunder is just the contract holder.
Is he Brian, would he be able to promote or demote?
I have said this before. Duke of Thunder is just a contract holder.
So he can't demote or promote.
Exactly.
There you go.
But he could release them from service. He could cancel their contract, and I believe
why would it matter if he's going to get a promotion from a different devil?
Because he'll still be under contract, so he'll just magically fail here, come back another rank, and his contract will still be held by the Duke. The Duke's gonna be like, "Hey, bud,
but I wouldn't be surprised.
Not sure why you got promoted.
If you fucking fail me, I'm ending this contract."
No, I don't think you end the contract for failure. Getting out of the contract for reward.
I have put my evidence to the case. That is all I am saying. Proceed however you want.
Can we have Nyla meet with the Palace Guard and get smited by him, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that a message is relayed to one of the spy masters, and we'll see about that meeting. In terms of canceling a contract, it's possible, but
unlikely.
I guess by now, the three of you who have been in hell for long enough would know. Actually, at least Texas Red would know. I'm gonna tell him information, and he can share it if he wants. But there you Otherwise, if you were waiting on just the meeting, then we can fast forward time to do that. The detect magic will come back blank. There does not seem to have been
Lilo?
any recent spells cast in this room.
So Nyla, just to add some more context here, we're under contract. We have failed before. Drogath has not released us from our contract. Our reward is getting released from it. Most people will not release a devil as a punishment because any labor that's free is better than no labor. Even if he gets demoted to become an imp, you can just have him sweep things.
Yeah, but he still has the opportunity to get promoted.
But if he gets promoted, that doesn't void the contract.
Even if it does void the contract, or if it doesn't void the contract, he's still promoted at the end of the day.
Then the Duke.
All right. Seeing this conversation is going very little, if anywhere. Hey, look, Nyla. For some strange reason, you're going to get an audience with this devil. Oh boy, what an honor!
Oh boy, I'm so excited.
Is this a solitary, or are you going with a friend?
I will go.
Stand like 100 feet back from the conversation.
About this. I will go with Damien.
Oh, I was just gonna chill out in the garden while you guys get fucking killed.
I was gonna stand 100 feet away from this conversation.
Don't we have a 100-foot pole for just these specific type of situations? It's like, yeah, this is our Nyla pole. She stands at the end, and you stand at the other end.
And you hold it out as far as you can with your arm, just to make sure it's over.
Get those couple extra feet.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna be within fireball range.
So Nyla is going to go to this meeting alone, it looks like, and everybody is taking cover. Is this correct?
I'm not gonna take cover, but I'm fireproof, so.
All right, so everybody's in their little bunkers, and by bunkers I mean I assume they've all Scooby-Doo jumped into a bush.
I'll climb a tree in the garden, just like look out
you're
from
all
there.
in the same bush, and there's like 4 pairs of eyes poking out of it, all cartoon style.
And I think your door chase is coming soon.
Excellent.
And, Sareth is going to come out angrily.
Are we going to be going to private alone for this?
I feel like this conversation will be loud enough that everyone will be able to hear.
The yelling that will transpire.
I told him you were shit-talking him. Devils don't like that.
Crazy.
All right, and Nyla, would you please put yourself near one of the 2 entrances to the palace?
Yeah, hold on, let me just zoom out as far as I can. Where's my character?
Kind of lower left quadrant.
It won't matter.
Your token's about to be nothing.
Thank you, whoever did that. Guys, make me rest in peace.
You have no rest.
Okay.
You have no afterlife. You're already in the afterlife. Alright, I'm just gonna move you then.
You got it, not me.
There you go. You.
Me.
You are the one. And I repeat in this message, wishes to have an audience with me? For what purpose?
I never wanted an audience with you. My party wanted me to have an audience with you. So if you want to blame me for that, you should probably focus that
You
elsewhere.
want to play this game, Nyla?
Alright, if you don't wish to have an audience with me, and I don't wish to have an audience with you, then I assume that this was a grand waste of my time. Very
It
well.
absolutely is for you, but I also think you're very, very suspicious. I think you are the one who took the mirror.
And as Sareth is like, literally his back is turned, he's walking out, and you're say this, and Sareth slowly turns around and says, You have the gall to accuse me, Athar?
Real
I'm
quick,
just
how many
saying,
of us have just face palmed at the same time as soon as she said that?
I believe I'm laughing.
Can I do a perception check to see if I hear face palms?
You hear the sound of a bush face palming itself. I'm
You
not
can
quite
hear
sure
me
how that
laughing.
works. Explain yourself.
Well,
And
first,
Sareth is literally inches from your face right now, yelling at your face.
I will not back down. Is he doing an intimidation on me? Or is he not?
He is now.
Got him.
I don't know if I can beat this. All right. What am I rolling against?
You can roll me a charisma save.
I can only tie with a nat 20.
Oof.
Well, since you failed to tie, Nyla, you flinch a little bit. You still did a really good save, but you still flinch.
I respect that. Hold up. So, one reason I blame you. Okay. Well, one, as you may know, the patterns of the guards was off, and you know the patterns. Not only that, but you also know all of the traps within the palace. Okay, that's not very good for you right now. So we've also come across a bunch of crows. Okay, these crows can be disguised as imps to follow us and track our movements. Because you want to put the blame on me as an Athar and one of the other individuals, I would assume, because I'm really bad at this, guys.
Sareth just seems amused at this moment.
No, but what's his name? Sunway. Waste.
Yeah.
So all the evidence is pointing towards him, but there's no motive for him. Not only that, but he wouldn't know the rounds of the guards. He wouldn't know the traps inside the palace. Okay. I think you could also be promoted by a higher up devil, giving you motive. What else can I say to do to save my ass? To save my ass.
That moment's past.
Hey, Nyla, you know it'd be really interesting if you did a wisdom saving throw.
I'm debating whether or not Damien's actually there to be ready to save Nyla when she inevitably dies.
Can
Hey,
we knock
Nyla.
Damien unconscious?
Hey, Nyla, you're charmed. While you are charmed, you are forced to be quiet by shoving your tail into your mouth and chewing on it. If on your tail, you will take 5d10 psychic damage.
If I fail to do it,
If you cease to bite on your tail constantly, you are stuck doing this, I think, for the rest of the day.
Oh, that's funny.
5d10,
5d10 psychic damage, yes.
I will not do it.
Also,
that-
you were...
Go ahead.
yeah. There's a little bit more information, but basically, you have... Yeah, remove curse, can get rid of it, greater restoration, wish. Otherwise, you have to convince Sareth to remove the spell.
Is this just for the rest of the day or what?
Yeah, it's for the rest of the day.
Rest of your life, please.
I mean, same thing.
I'll take that 5d10 damage.
I'll just knock her unconscious. Do you have more than 50 health?
Yes.
Now's a good time to strike.
I mean, if she does it for one more round, she's out.
So So just so you know, you can take that damage and act against the instructions, but you can't do so more than once.
Or else.
And
The damage goes up by 2d10.
no, I think you just literally are stuck doing that. Yep, you are literally just stuck doing that. And you can stop biting yourself once for the whole day.
I'm going to say, but with the one last breath of fresh air I have, I think you have the mirror on you as we speak. Roll that damage. I'm just waiting for that damage at this point.
I'm gonna say that you can still talk. You just sound like you have something in your mouth the entire time because you literally have something in your mouth the entire time.
Insight check.
Oh. What, insight check on Nyla?
No,
Be sure that she's not lying?
Dude went for his reaction to her saying that he has it on him.
All right, roll me an insight check.
I can't help with that anymore.
As Sireth doesn't even bother answering and just walks away.
You're scared.
Can I assist in that at all or no?
You don't want to
do you
trick
have
yourself because you
skill
know you
insight?
have it.
I do have proficiency in insight.
All right, well, Damien already rolled, it seems.
I was just trying to help.
Stop it.
Please
Stop it. Stop trying to help. Stop trying to detect the true motives of my NPCs.
Someone cast detect magic on him.
Yeah, I don't have that. I mean, if it's in something, I think we would know if it was on him, not concealed.
Obviously.
Well,
I think
actually,
a god
detect
would know
magic
if
work
they
on,
had.
if it's inside of lead boxes. Sorry.
No.
No. Okay.
All right, Damien, you determine that something is sus.
Huh.
I was right this whole time.
But the devil is walking back towards the palace already.
I'll just lean over to... I'm just gonna assume that Maximilian is right next to me. Well, that was kind of a weird reaction.
I think we might need to do something about this.
I really don't want to say it.
So don't.
Okay.
Don't.
Okay.
He's also a devil. He could be suspicious for 100 other reasons.
Well, he's always
Or the
suspicious,
comment.
but that was more of a something sus about that.
Volk, go confront him.
About that specific thing that Nyla just said.
I think
Hulk is just too happy, smiling to himself, watching Nyla with her big dumb tail
What's,
and her
what's Helm the god of?
law.
Oh, so you determine something sus, and you're just smiling. That doesn't sound very patriotic of you.
Well, of course it's not
Oh,
patriotic.
we've got the country.
He has not broken a law in casting a charm spell on you.
Oh, dispel magic can get rid of this, by the way. Nyla.
Only you knew somebody with dispel magic.
Hmm.
Go on, Nyla.
It's too
Beg
bad.
for it.
Shoebag, please. But
Be right
see,
back.
Volk, you know something's up with this guy, but you fail to do anything about it.
We don't have any. We have a main suspect.
Who's being framed?
We can't prove or deny that.
We have a suspect right in front of us. You know there's something sus about Sureth.
Oh, trust me, Nyla. I am very aware. But right now, I am following due process. As much as I would like
What's due process? Tell me. Tell me
it
what
is
you
to
talked to Damien about.
investigate the
Because
prime
obviously you don't want
suspect
to tell
first.
us the rest of us. I thought we
Just
were a
be-
team.
Just because you don't agree with the laws doesn't mean they don't apply to you.
And once again, I ask, what did you and Damien talk about? Because
Hey,
we're a
Nyla,
team.
Nyla, roll me a dexterity save. Just for you're talking a lot and you have your tail in your mouth. All right, you're good.
Nimble tail.
If you get like a 5 or lower, I'm gonna make you bite yourself.
Oh, that's a tooth. Wait, actually, do I have fangs right now? I'm not sure what Lamias ever do. Plus, I like the draconic stuff too.
The
Big
status
question,
of whether you
anyone
have fangs or
think-
not is always under question.
Fair enough.
What about the jaw, though? Can you unhinge it?
All right, let's get back on topic.
Ben wants, or Volk wants to know that so bad.
No, Ben wants to know. Volk.
I mean, Nyla, are you just gonna let him walk away back into the palace?
I was yelling at him.
Well, it's
I was
kind of
like,
hard to yell
"You
with
have-"
your tail in your mouth, but he doesn't seem to care about what you're saying.
Yeah, like,
Crazy.
I know you have the mirror on you. I know you do. Come back and show your innocence.
Just insult him enough, he'll come back.
Show your innocence. Prove you don't have the mirror on you.
Alma Lemire.
Until proven innocent. That is how the law works.
You know, we
Sounding
can
off.
always, just talk with the Spymaster's associates, and I can just be like, yo, he had a weird reaction when she said he had it on him.
Please do.
That's
I like
really
mumbling,
sus.
"Boo, boo," you know.
I would assume that the Spymaster would have the authority to go over the head of security if he is being suspected of a crime
Alright.
this serious.
All right. The assistant spy master nods and says, "Okay, if you're sure, I can send in
I'm
a
sure that
message."
he's hiding something. I'm not sure what it is he's hiding, but he's
All right.
hiding
You just want me
something.
to? You just want us to do a search?
Yeah.
All right. And she pulls out her stone and starts talking into it, requesting a search.
What is the spy master system? Like, is it a devil, or is it a like an elf or a human?
She is a human.
Classic. Right. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm glad that happened. Let's check out some of the other devils. See if they have any motive or perhaps
See some was it descent into the ranks of the devils, see if any of them can find something. If we say that it's probably one of them.
So this is very off topic, and I really apologize. How do snakes move with tails in their mouth? Like, can they just do they have to push themselves
Very
forward?
awkwardly. Also, Nyla, I apologize. I just checked the duration again. 30 days.
Yes.
yes. Yes.
Shoebag, if you dispel magic, I will put a hole in you so big I can stick my fist through it.
I don't know. I mean, your devil friend does put up an interesting threat there.
I want to make a fist to demonstrate how big my fist is.
What do I get if I dispel this on you?
First of all, we have 2 healers that can heal a hole that big. Also, I would just assume that we would wait until at minimum tonight when we go to bed. Or you know what? Let's wait till tomorrow morning. I want to get some peaceful sleep tonight.
I'm fine with waiting. Let's just see how life plays out with Nyla with a tail in her mouth. Maybe it's better for us.
Yeah, because we, as characters, we don't know that it's going to last a month.
Yeah.
True.
It'll probably be done in an hour.
Just wait till
No,
it
it's
wears off.
probably based. Like once he goes to sleep or walks away far enough, it'll be done.
Yeah, that's usually when these kind of things wear off, is after a long rest.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Good
do
night's
it.
sleep.
I hate you guys.
It's
Hey,
not our fault.
I could have done something worse. Let me put it that
true.
way.
That's true. Wait, so every time I take my tail out of my mouth, I can only take my tail out of my mouth one time?
Once per day, and every time you do, you take 5d10 psychic damage.
Wait, what about when Nyla sleeps?
Nyla has to choke on it.
Guys,
Crazy.
this is awful.
Say awful. I say great.
Nyla, you did this to yourself. He all
Hey, I
told
found
you.
something suspicious about this guy. I pushed us in the right direction. Whereas
Not
you,
necessarily.
What?
You didn't even investigate him. You just said you did the crime. Now admit to it.
Nyla,
yes.
I can help a little bit, but it might hurt.
I'm gonna raise an eyebrow.
Do you want
I'll-
to try, or...
I trust you, Damien.
Okay. So, lay down, put, like, your tail on the ground, basically. Obviously, you're gonna still be chewing on it, but, like, just do that.
I'll do what Damien suggests.
Okay. Close your eyes.
I'll do what Damien suggests.
I'm gonna, like, put my hand on, like, the end of her tail that, like, she's chewing right next to it. I'm just gonna, like, look back at everybody and, like, pull out my axe and just be like,
What? No,
look. And I'm gonna try to chop off just the very, very tip of her tail. So, like, at most, like, 6 inches. Like, at most. I'm just gonna chop it off as fast as I can, and then immediately use Empyrean Touch to heal it. Like not together, but, like, heal the tip of her tail.
So you're cutting off the tip of Nyla's tail.
Wait,
yes,
okay, wait.
correct?
The thing is, I can't take my tail out of my mouth, right?
Yes.
What happens if someone else takes the tail out of my mouth?
Well, we don't have to worry about that now, because now you can just chew on the tip of your tail.
Plan has already started.
Okay, do what you think, Damien.
Alright,
I have my
Nyla,
eyes
you're
closed.
going to allow this to happen. Is this correct?
I trust Damien, and I have my eyes closed, so I have no idea what's about to happen.
I feel like as soon as the axe blade is put near your tail in order to measure where to put it, or where to cut, and also considering...
That axe is also near your
Okay,
face.
so, first off,
I've cut down
Damien.
trees before. I assume the tip of her tail, the last 6 inches, probably isn't longer, or isn't wider than that of, like...
Damien, you need to roll a strength check first.
Okay.
Because Nyla is magically compelled to keep her tail in her mouth.
No, that's the
No.
thing, though, is, like, she'll still be chewing on, like, the tip.
No, for you to take it out of her head so that you can chop it.
No, like, that's what I'm saying, though, is, like, if she, like, lies down on the ground with the tip of her tail still in her mouth...
Okay, so you're chopping off, like, a significant portion of the tail.
Like, if she's
Like-
just chewing on the tip of her tail,
Wait, I gotta let my dog go.
I'm assuming, like, 6
No, but
inches
you're cutting off, like...
past the
you-
tip of her tail. She's not gonna have 6
Yes,
inches
yeah,
of her
but you're
tail
not-
in her mouth.
No, but you're cutting, like, 6 inches
Off.
past the tip of the tail. Yes, that's what
Yes.
I mean. Okay.
And I assume
All
it's
right,
not gonna
in
be
that
bigger
case-
than that of, like, a stick.
Anyway, okay, in that case, what you're going to do is, I'm going to need you to roll me an attack roll with your axe.
Can I assist?
How are you assisting?
Do I get advantage considering that
She's
is
prone,
literally
yes.
prone, letting it happen?
You get a crit because she's prone.
Wait, what
Sweet.
am I doing?
Hold on, I never actually looked at the stats for my hand axe.
You get a crit.
I've literally never used my axe before. Like, it was basically my starting equipment was I had an axe, and I've just never used it. I've only ever used my hands.
All right.
Hold on, go compendium.
You know, when we started this session, I never thought Nyla getting her tail chopped off was going to be part of it. I am glad that is
Yeah.
part of it. Hey, we got a previously picture now.
It's the beauty of the game.
Okay,
Am I
there we
rolling
go.
anything against it?
Nope, you're prone. Okay, Damien, you get a crit. You automatically crit.
Sweet.
Roll me damage twice.
So there's one, and then it's a d6, so another 5, so 13 points of damage to go through just the tip of her tail.
I'll be
Okay,
kind and
half
say
of
you
that.
cut it in one slice.
Sweet. Chop instantly healing with 13 points of damage for 13 points of Empyrean touch.
Alright. Nyla, you now have your tail in your mouth and your tail on the ground at the same time.
What the? I'm just bleeding so
Now,
good, by the way.
the real question is the new end the now tip of her tail?
Well, here's my question. Is the tip of her tail still have, like, the nerves and still, like, twitching around?
Wait a minute.
For the
Don't
maximum
think
grossness
Flint-
factor, it is both bleeding and twitching.
Sweet.
Also, Nyla, congratulations. You now have to suckle on this part of your tail for the next 30 days unless something changes.
Oh. Well, at least I can.
It's gonna get real nasty and like, especially now that it's not attached to you.
Mm-hmm.
And
For
it's a rotting
sure.
piece of flesh.
But hey, maybe you can find some way to convince Shoebag. But who knows?
Just make it easier for today.
After all, you just need to
Easier
go
by
to bed,
chopping
right?
off your tail.
Will her tail ever grow back? I don't know.
I mean, she's a snake. She sheds all the time. Like, I would assume so.
Dulon. Ew. Gross.
Lilo.
All right. Do we actually want to solve this mystery? Now that we're done with the Torture Nyla session? All right, no answer.
Oh,
I guess
fun. All right. I just did a quick search. Snakes can regrow their tail once in a lifetime, but the new one won't have a spine. Looks like Nile has less of a spine than she used to.
Yeah, she was always a spineless
You sure that
worm.
13 cuts straight to the bone?
All right.
It was lucky. enough
Jokes
to get
aside,
right,
let's
but doing
actually.
spine-
I was hoping that you would maybe confront the criminal, if there was a criminal and they weren't being set up by the end of the session. So.
Oh, you are super incorrect.
Grossly expecting more than you can do. Exactly.
Brian, we've been here for like a month. We haven't made like any progress.
You've made some.
Honestly,
All right.
easier.
What is the plan now? You've confronted Sereth. You've been punished by putting a sock in it, metaphorically. What are you doing now?
Guess
Uh,
we're
my-
waiting to search yields anything?
Yeah, the spy master.
In the
Assistant
meantime,
telling them
did
stuff.
we want to look at the devils? I mean,
All right. So you're gonna look at the devils.
yeah.
All right. Yes, the junior spy master will pull out the list again, and will look over and say, yes. Let's see. Ekazor will be, I think in the palace.
All right. Well, now let's sit here and suck your tail. We're going adventuring.
As you do. I'm just in pain and silently weeping.
You're
my
not in
tail
pain
stuck.
anymore. I healed it.
My
No, but her
mental pain
tail is still twitching and all that grossness.
I have been humiliated.
Luckily, she's no longer as pure white as she used to be, so it's not as obvious. I know, not much of a consolation. Nyla, do you want to go by yourself, or do you want to just listen in because it saves us time?
I'll listen then.
All right. Nyla, you are unable to talk, so mute yourself, but you can listen in. All right. So, you and your group proceed to go to the palace. As it was before, there is the massive statue in the room. The spy master assistant leads you down some hallways to a room nearby where Siret's room is, as it appears that Ekazor is the second in command here.
Interesting. All right. Before we go in, I'll be like, all right, Damien, I'm gonna need you to be the lie detector on this.
Oh god.
If the devil is acting suspicious, give me a sign like
I'll scratch
like-
my nose. No, I scratch my nose all the time.
Give me
I'll pull on one of my ear feathers. How about that?
okay. All right. All right, good. So yeah, just be a constant sensor. If he's uncomfortable or he lies, give me the signal and I'll press him on a target. On the
All right.
question.
And you enter the room. And inside is a horned devil who is leaning back on a rocking chair is standing in front of is sitting in front of a desk. And as you all pile into this room, minus two devils who are watching over Nyla, who is crying in that one corner.
When we walk in, does he look like not at all concerned about any of the events that have just happened?
He's definitely got the smug energy going on.
Big smug.
Wait a second. I'm sorry.
People.
Am I with the group, or am I actually just Matt in the thing, just so I'm not left out?
This is you, Matt, the psychic creature watching over the scene, unable to do anything.
Okay, I'm actually gonna yeet out then, because I didn't mean to actually be with the other people.
Oh no, I was just
don't
gonna let you sit in here, just so that you don't have to be told what's going on. But,
No negative consequences.
Yeah, no negative consequences.
Okay.
Just so we can speed up the process a
Okay,
little bit,
gotcha.
so something maybe happens.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right. As you move in to sit down, you hear some noises to the room next door. As Surratt says, "Hey, what are you doing? I've already been searched. What? Stop that! No!" And other noises of sounds like a small struggle is going on in there, and Ekazor just you don't even need to roll an insight check. Just like the smallest smile appears on its lips, as you can tell that it's taking extreme pleasure from the noises coming from next door.
He's not the only one.
How can I help you?
Greetings, Volkwolfheim, Paladin at Law. Currently investigating the case of the missing mirror. We have some questions for you, or hoping we can get answers to.
Very well. How can I assist?
First of all, can you explain your role in the palace?
Me? My role is to assist with my boss's activities and the guarding of the palace. I am second in command of the guards, after all, here in the palace.
Just in the palace, and
My
not in
boss
the.
is well, yes, the palace, this particular building. That's what he does too.
Okay. Not the whole area. Who's the captain of the whole area? We've met him.
There's higher ups, loyal bureaucrats and whatnot. They don't do actually anything. They just assign us devils to locations.
So who's in charge of the devils? Like who is the? Is it the Duke of Thunder? Is he like the boss, or does he have like a devil manager?
You wish to know the hierarchy? All right. Well, the Duke has the contracts, and the contracts are given out to several of his loyal followers, and they in turn assign us to our respective locations. Sureth is in charge of all the devils in this one location here, and I am his second in command.
How long have you been working here?
How long have I been working here? I have been working here for 5 months.
5 months. How does a devil like Sureth get promoted ahead of you?
And once again, you don't need to roll an insight check to tell that he is very peeved by this question and says, if I could know the answer myself, I would not be in this predicament, would I?
How is the head captain of the guard chosen?
They are chosen through the bureaucrats that I mentioned earlier. That's a process that I wish I was I was allowed to peek in on, if you will.
So the bureaucrats are evaluating you, and then based on your performance, they will assign you perhaps a promotion opportunity.
Well, more like the top few ranks. The rest of the devil ranks are really decided by Soreth and I.
So how
Although,
did
based
you?
off of the way things are going, he probably won't be working here too much longer.
What makes you say that? Besides his
Well,
obvious
mean-
failures.
when you fail here and the Duke is not pleased with your labor, you are often, let's say, dishonorably discharged from this location, and well, when you are dishonorably discharged from a place you were already put on because you were a failure, let's just say you are looking at a front row seat to a demon invasion.
Ah, the front lines. Not a nice place, as I have noted.
Well, I mean, not just that, but specifically on Bator, where, looking at you, not understanding, where you will most assuredly die.
But death for a devil is not. You'll just. For lack
Not
of a
on
better word.
Bator. On Bator, death is death.
Oh.
You don't want to die there.
I mean, of course there is the possibility of proving yourself, but come on. Just look at the guy.
Well, he
Clearly
does.
I should have gotten his position, not him.
He does seem to lack a certain regalness and general competence.
And as you say that on cue, you hear the sound of something falling over. As you can assume that the search is going interesting directions in the room next door. Yes. Anyway, and do you have anything specifically for me? Otherwise, I would assume my boss is the one you'd be wanting to ask.
Of course, we just have a couple small questions that your boss unfortunately was not able to answer for us, and we're hoping to get a better picture.
And a grin spreads across its face as it says, "Oh, sure. How can I assist?"
What do you know about the Duchess's Mirror?
What do I know? Well, not too much, unfortunately. The mirror was not used in the presence of devils. Something about devils not being particularly trusted with high magic items in use, or something like that.
Has this always been the case?
Well, let's just say that the Duke uses us because affordable labor, not because he trusts us.
This
But
might
that
be
is
outside of your.
fine.
This might be outside of your realm, but have there been any instances of devil mismanagement before?
It's not difficult to be considered not good enough for your task. Few devils take a break and something wrong happens. Well, that's just one way things happen. When Soreth took his position, for instance, there was a bit of incompetence on the part of some imps, in which several invaluable pieces of china were shattered. Let's just say that a large number of vacancies were created.
Ah. And does the head of palace security control who is let go, or is that purely the bureaucrats?
Well, the palace security determines who's let go below them, but in this case, I think a lot of the structure is going to be remade.
Now, do you have any insights or clues that you've discovered as you've been palace security? Do you have perhaps have any suspects for this case? We
It's
value
not
your
my
opinion.
job to guard any of the gods' artifacts. I relegate myself to the watching of other units here, and rather than setting up patrols and making sure that the guards are taking their shifts properly and whatnot.
So you haven't noticed anybody suspicious. You said you are a watcher of sorts.
Well, my job does not, like I said, my job does not work in that area, so I was not involved in any of that.
Have any of your men reported anything suspicious or
Directly in the palace, no.
outside
the palace, it's not my job.
Insight.
Insight, alright. And that's just to know if it's lying.
Yes and no. He was making comments earlier about
So,
like
it's-
the structure was like he was thinking that there was going to be a major restructuring. Like I assumed that he was happy about that, but was it more of like he was proud that he caused it to be restructured,
It
that he
does
thinks he's going to be in
not
charge?
seem that it believes it will be affected by the restructuring.
Okay.
Also, it does not seem to be lying about the details of where its job lies.
Okay. But also the fact that nothing's
You can also tell that
happened
it's
lately.
taking extreme pleasure in watching its boss get yelled at.
Yeah. Okay.
now?
I mean, it could be a guy, just as a side note.
Yes.
So I don't think we should rule out either one.
Yeah. Can you perhaps tell me a bit about Maranara, and Tanan? We're going to be asking them some questions.
Maranar was another horned devil placed in charge of the imps in the kitchen. Making sure that the kitchen area is properly maintained and kept free of pests and kept pests of all sorts, if you catch my meaning. And I don't understand why you'd think Maranar is in any way important. Why would you think Maranar is in any way important?
That involves details of the investigation. I would love to share them with you, but unfortunately, until the investigation is concluded, all details must be kept very private. I'm sure you understand.
Very well. Bureaucratic nonsense.
What about
Any other
Tanan?
Tanan is in charge of another group of devils, though not particularly a prestigious position, just like that of Maranar. It watches over one of the hallways. We're asking about rather insignificant devils compared to my position. Why?
As
Do you
I've
think
stated
they are
before,
possibly involved?
is there anything that would lead you to believe they might have been?
Well, now that you mention it, Maranar seems to be a rather scheming sort. And, let's just say that one of the imps kind of stepped on his tail once, and well, I haven't seen that imp since. So the possibility of Maranar being suspicious seems pretty high to me. As for Tanon, I mean, I don't understand why Tanon doesn't seem to be in any way the sort to do anything of note.
Without what? You said without. He's not the sort to do anything without.
To note.
He said,
Oh, to know. Okay.
this is the sort to do, basically, Tanon doesn't seem to do much.
Where have I seen this before? Are you sure his name isn't Mazron?
Rude.
Mazran is very much lower than Tanon.
Well, they all seem the same to me. All right, what are we doing here? In reference to the devil hierarchy, what punishment do you imagine is laid down upon your boss for losing such an artifact?
In his current state, most
Yeah.
assuredly a firing.
Aw.
After that, he might get punished by the archdevils if they deem it worthy. There are some interesting punishments that might occur. I hear that there is a horned devil named Bitter Breath in Bator who had its wings stripped off from it and its tongue cut. Quite amusing, some of the punishments that they'll do.
Indeed.
But the punishments are quite varied. Some of them are fitting, some of them are just plain uncreative. What Sureth will get, I do not know.
And what benefits, perhaps, might a devil get for catching the supposed thief?
Here, well, if they were to catch the thief, then they would most assuredly be rewarded.
So it's good that your boss has given us the information to apprehend the thief, then, right?
Then, indeed.
Yes. The process is already underway.
Insight.
I had to see if he would free. Does he visibly change his anything when I say that we are in the process of catching the thief?
As you say that, it's got a weird look in its eyes, but it doesn't seem to be like an expression you recognize other than interest.
You know, there is the chance that that person got used is no longer with this world either.
Where can we find a necromancer?
Raise the dead.
You are looking for. You wish to know the list of the dead?
No. Well,
I think that'll help us much right now.
I don't think so. Because right now, like, let's look at the timeline again. It's been like, the thing was stolen at like 9, right?
Mhm.
And it's like 3 p.m. now. Give or take.
3 p.m. Sure, that's a good enough time.
So we're still on the same day as the crime. If we're operating by
No.
murder. Wait, we're not?
It's been
Or
within
the-
24 hours, but the crime had occurred 9 o'clock the night before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 9 o'clock p.m. the night before?
PM.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was a.m.
So in like 6 hours, it'll be 24 hours.
Okay. All right, so we're still good because we're still within the first 48. After
You
that,
also know that the realm has been locked down. No one goes in. No one goes out. Anyone who attempts to go out is killed on sight.
classic. Brings me back.
Is it
Uh,
Mr. Lawman?
what was that?
I said, is it? Never mind. Just keep going.
Okay. So anyway, there is some questions that I'd like to ask, but I can't think of any. Does anyone have something to ask him while I think?
If we don't find this within the next 6 hours, can we get a long rest?
6 hours. You think that your friend will live that much longer?
Yeah, I'm not putting a lot of faith in the Duke of Thunder to be super patient with Nyla.
I have a sneaking suspicion that the most likely culprit will be punished within the time, even if it isn't the correct one. It seems quite unlikely that a friend that I've heard a little bit about would be able to break into here and steal the mirror, but I do not believe the Duke of Thunder really particularly cares so much as setting an example of what will happen to those who annoy him. Besides, even if your friend didn't have the mirror, that would just mean it would be another bit of searching, and possibly another one taken down by the wrath of the Thunder God.
Well, Alright, I don't have anything else. I can't think of anything.
Do we want to search this guy's quarters as well?
You can't. We need to have reasonable suspicion.
Just so it doesn't seem targeted, we could, if they don't find it in the boss's room, we could say that he may have planted it in here unbeknownst to this man to try and frame him. We don't want this guy to get in trouble, do we?
That's a fair point.
We should be thorough. We should, it'd be really bad if I got framed.
You bring up a good point, but still, as Volk, unreasonable search and seizure is kind of a no-no. As far as
but this guy does have motive to frame him.
he has motive, but we've questioned him.
As you are talking, you hear to the room aside, "We found it! We found the mirror!"
What? I guess I will kind of nod my head and say, thank you for your time. I believe we have a situation to deal with next door. If we have any further questions, I'm sure your door is always open.
Can I do an insight check on this devil's reaction to that? Okay. Why am I still... Okay.
Stop it, Damien. Stop rolling high. Stop being a fucking lie
Look,
detector.
I'm finally doing well, alright? I
We
need
can't
this.
actually see it.
No, I know. I rolled a 23, a 24, and a 20, so...
This devil seems surprised, but then a big grin comes across its face and says, "Looks like a promotion's coming soon."
Okay.
Should we go next door?
Yeah, I guess let's head next door.
You'd like to join us and watch your boss's humiliation?
I think I would. I think I very much would.
Is that okay, Hulk? Can I get 2 suspects in the same room?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Can I get 2 suspects in the same room? Is that okay?
As long as you keep them separate. We don't want them collaborating.
I don't think this is a joint effort.
You never know.
If you guys no longer require my services, I'm gonna go talk to Nyla.
No, you can't allow allow her to know what happened.
Well, we don't know. It could still be the other guy. In which case,
It could still be Nyla. All right, let's
Well,
not.
then I won't
Really,
talk to Nyla. Either way, I wanna go and check a couple things out first.
Hey,
Alright?
Matt, you doing okay?
Peachy.
All right, thank you. Just making sure you're still alive.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
Who has the next highest insight of us three?
Probably me.
What is
Are
it?
you saying my insight?
Yeah.
+7.
Oh,
Why
geez.
have you not been rolling this shit?
Mine's only a +6.
Why?
Yes.
Why I have a +3, and I have a. Why are you guys not rolling insight more? Should I
Texas doesn't want insight into things.
Yeah, but it could give you a new angle on a deal.
Texas Red doesn't want new angles.
But he wants new deals.
Mm,
Okay.
An
perhaps.
insight can be used on somebody in order to determine what they want.
Hmm. Yeah, that actually doesn't sound that useful.
All right, Damien, then get the fuck away from everybody else.
I
See you later.
Are you going to be dealing with Nyla?
Hey, Matt wants to know if he's supposed to come with.
Be here.
Melissa, are you going with Matt?
no.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
you're
thought you
good.
wanted to talk to me.
No. Something else. No, I want to try to nonchalantly see if Cheng Wei is there, and if he took the
Roll me
potion.
stealth.
I'm gonna use blips.
Get a 20. Okay.
No, cause I don't have 4, unless you're allowing me to move one from stored
I
into
see.
banked.
Okay, I see. So
Can
then
I
roll me stealth.
do that? To roll stored into banked?
No.
Okay, well, then I'll use, 1 to give me a +6. Or, sorry, plus a d6.
Okay.
Advantage for thing. Fuck. Okay, well.
An 8, and then, or sorry, an 11 plus a d6.
Okay, 17.
17. Give me a second. I'm seeing if Nyla can see you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you seem to be good.
Okay.
As you travel to the location, you see that the potion is still there.
Does it look like, he's been back to the location? Like, he might not have drank the potion, but has he been back to the location?
Roll me private investigation.
Fuck. I really hope this is good. Yes.
No.
Fuck. God, I need to find this guy.
Right, you good?
I really want to ask him how he got hurt. Cause
All right.
I'm assuming that it was him
okay,
that stole
get
it,
back.
but yeah, so I'll go back and just hang out with Nyla then, which do you want me just to go back?
So how's the investigation going?
I think Brian's kind of getting bored with it. Just because we're not finding any actual clues.
Don't worry, I sent him some stuff on how to run a mystery in D&D, but I sent it to him, a week or 2 after he started this.
Alright, I'm gonna rejoin the general.
Okay, bye.
Like,
Tell me how you stole the mirror.
I did not steal the mirror. How many times must I tell you, fools?
I'm gonna roll insight on that. Oh, buddy. All right, it's just by myself.
Yeah, looks like you're rolling inside.
Damn it!
It appears that Ceres did not steal the mirror.
Oh,
I will help you with that.
All right, Volk, roll me advantage.
all right. Well,
One courteous deed of the day.
18. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Texas Red.
Yes.
Just let the room know Texas Red helped out for once.
I appreciate it.
Against all odds, it seems Sereth is not lying about not stealing it.
That's not a big shocker.
Then help paint me a picture, Sereth. How did the stolen mirror get here?
How did it get here? How did it get here? I'll tell you. While I was out busy with that fool of a partner you have. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant worm that you came here with. Somebody clearly snuck it inside of my office.
I
That's
sneezed as
what
he said
happened.
worms.
Is there fingerprints in D&D? Or like rewind time?
And you can rewind time. Yes, that's a spell, but
Can you
also
Yes,
extremely high
but
level.
you don't have it.
You're like a replay events thing? Sorry, I don't know enough about warping.
No, you don't have access to something like that.
It exists, but it's like an 8th level spell.
Could a god cast it? Like in a small area to cover about 20 minutes of time or 10 or actually I don't even think that would talk that long, but like 5 minutes? Or is there a way to like look into the activity of a room?
I'm seeing nothing along that sort.
So I think there's one spell that you can go back in time with, but that's again, we wouldn't have access to that.
The only thing that's coming up is D&D Wiki, and D&D Wiki is full of homebrew.
But yeah, that's what we want. If it gives us the answer we want, then
So I'm going to say no.
okay. Damn.
For the sake of no.
You lock your door, sir?
Lock my door. Of course I lock my door, though it doesn't stop the fact that these locks are terrible.
Oh, okay. Calm down. I'm working with you. Unlike my buddies here, I very much appreciate you sticking the worm's tail in her mouth. So I want to give you the benefit of the doubt because that was hilarious. One devil to another. Great stuff. Anyway, so it seems that we have the two biggest suspects in the room right now. We have you, and then we have your second in command, who was very, very happy to find the mirror in here, coincidentally. You don't think he'd plant it, do you?
And as Sereth turns towards Ekazor, and Ekazor realizes talking about it, the two lock eyes, and they immediately jump at each other's throats as, or should I say, Sereth jumps at Ekazor's throat, and Ekazor in return attempts to
Here we go.
claw out Sereth's eyes or something.
We can say he was the thief. We have the mirror back. They're both devils. They're not good people. So it's a win-win. We get the mirror back. The one that's the loser is in trouble. The one that's the winner gets away with whatever happened, and we get to leave. Devil on
Texas
devil.
Red,
Fine.
I want you to know this. Sereth is the devil, is responsible for why I am in hell.
So
He was.
so you haven't excused yourself from a personal matter. Not very professional.
Yeah, I mean,
Who I
Kinda.
died banishing.
Well, that you
Big
should have
same.
told us that. That's this you.
kind of on Texas's red side right now.
Yeah, you need to remove yourself from this investigation. I will be taking it over as chief audit, security auditor. We appreciate your input, but you're clearly too close to this
You
issue.
have been said he's the quick and easy answer, an open and shut case. But it's not the answer that this case deserves. There's
Yeah,
something
but
going on here. If you're too blind to see it.
Well, no, I can see. I don't think his second in command's gonna see once he finished clawing out his eyes. But I can see my eyes are fine. His won't be. This is just devil politics at this point. And you should have mentioned a long time ago that you knew the captain of this palace guard. or had
There's
a relation
something
to.
going on here. And we're going to, and if you are not going to help me, I am going to get to the bottom of this. It's too easy to rely on old grudges in the simple
This
solution.
is a man that has been prosecuting somebody that they died trying to banish.
Have I ever? I'm not suggesting punishment. I want all the clues on the table before I decide the verdict. The simple and easy solution is something Nyla would do. It is something the quick answer that makes quick enemies. I'm not willing to throw away all this investigation for 3 seconds.
The reason we're here is to try to get an audience with the Duke so Nyla can do what Nyla needs to do.
Yes, but there is a right answer here. There is somebody
That
who has
wins is the
organized this.
loser. It's like horses. The better one wins. That's the one we put our money on. Nobody needs to know we bet on a loser.
We are, at least I am, continuing this investigation.
Okay, well, try and get a word edgewise in with the two devils trying to kill each other.
And they are still trying to kill each other as furniture is upended. And you can hear Surath attempting to cast spells, and a quick punch to the throat prevents that. And you can see fireballs attempted, and then they realize, oh wait, we're both immune to fireballs.
Real quick,
And
is
the
this commotion
tails
noticeable
are
outside?
swinging about, stabbing.
Is this commotion noticeable outside?
No, the palace is large enough that what's going on in one room is not visible from everywhere else.
I have a
Well,
quick
just
question.
making sure that the guards weren't all like on alert or something.
Brian is the spy master's assistants. Can they? They're human, right?
Some of them.
And some of them, I mean, like, they're not devils.
Yeah.
I'm going to abjure the extraplanar to try to stop this fight. So I'll need them to every devil to make a DC 16 saving throw. And I am going to, how do I use blips again? Blips.
Texas Red, I'm going to need you to make a saving throw.
What kind?
Will.
Wisdom.
It's a wisdom, right?
Yes. Sorry. My bad. Can I use some blips? Can I use 2 blips to give Sureth disadvantage?
No.
Rats. Oh well.
Well, actually, it's like lucky dice, isn't it? Can you use lucky dice on saving throws?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Oh, can you? Oh, opposing saving throws? I know you can use them on your own.
I know you
I
can
don't.
do it on their attack rolls, but I don't think saving throws.
Yeah, I don't think saving throws. What do they have to beat?
16.
16. All right, give me a second again. I got multiple devils. You got a 16, you said?
Yes.
All right. Looks like one of your devil guards stays put, and Ekazor stays put, and everybody else who's a devil runs out of the room.
Well, after I catch it, I will ask the spy master's assistants to help me catch Sureth, and I will try to restrain him.
All right, so let's try to run as far as possible from you, correct?
Yes.
Post this ability.
All right. Boop.
Okay, spends its turn trying to move as far away from you. All right, initiatives. Hey, look, we did get a roll initiative for this game.
Not in the way we ever thought.
But exactly in the way Dakota thought.
I want everybody
Yeah.
to know that Nyla and Damien are outside just playing Boulder Parchment and Shears.
All right.
Why is
Very
you're not playing
serious.
your
Giants and Halflings? Nah.
yes.
Let me slap down some character portraits for the sole reason of having an initiative. You're just gonna let the other bodyguard run out?
Yeah. We're also standing at the entrance, right?
Alright, so in that case, I'm gonna get rid of the other devil. Alright, Sereth. Let's see what they can do. Alright, they're trying to run past you. Roll me.
Willingly?
Oh,
Said
you're
it
in the
can't
entrance?
willingly move towards me.
Hmm.
If there's nowhere else to go,
Must spend
excuse
its
me, dodge.
turns trying to move as far away from you as it can. So what, that just forces them to move into a corner?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what the effects of this ability are. I need to look that up at some point. Whether they can do things other than... Whatever. Sure. Sereth moves into a corner. Congrats.
Yeah, this sounds like way more like me bullying Sareth.
Alright. It moves into a corner. You attempt to corner. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'll attempt grapple action, I suppose.
Alright. Roll me a grapple.
Actually, I'm gonna stay back and just kind of use my presence to keep him in the corner as a spy master's restrain him, hopefully.
Alright. So, they're going to attempt to restrain. A very stupid thing that they're going to do, but I guess they're going to attempt to restrain because that's what you want them to do. I say it's very stupid because I'm going to give you a bit of a spoiler. They're very strong. Let's see. Can they even restrain?
We have a
All
minute,
right.
so
Well, the people attempting to restrain rolled a 3, a 12, and a 1.
all right, nice. We'll give him next round.
Sereth gets a 25.
All right.
I don't think you're gonna get them next round.
I mean, we
Texas
have
Red, what are you doing? Oh, wait, no, you're running.
I was about to say, I guess I'm running away.
Maximilian, it's your turn.
So what's the second in command? Because he didn't get affected by it, right?
Yep, he's good.
The second
what's he-
command has his arms crossed and is kind of laughing quietly. Kind of watching the watching the tiny paladin bully the devil.
Ready for something to happen. I'm not gonna help because I'm not strong, so I know it's a poor decision.
How close are you?
So
No,
how about
not you.
oh,
Not you.
me.
Vogue, how close are you?
I assume 20 feet.
There are ways to run past you. I just don't know if they have intelligence or not.
Well, I would be blocking the doorway, I guess, because I don't want him to escape.
I don't use this very often, but I'm gonna use mage armor on myself quick. Ooh, I want to do that.
All right. Well,
That might be a
doesn't
mistake, but
say it
yeah.
affects their intelligence anywhere on the spell, so I'm going to assume that they can do whatever they want as long as they attempt to get as far away as they can from you.
Okay.
This is
And there are a few ways of getting as far away as possible from you.
As long as it's not willingly towards me. You can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me.
Okay, it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet.
Yep. And the only action it can take is use the dash action. For its action, it can use only the dash action or try to escape from effect that prevents it from moving.
Oh, okay. For its action, it can only use a dash action.
Yep.
All right. Dash action away into a wall. Dash action away into a wall. Dash action away into a wall. Is that literally the only action? All right. This ability is annoying in this situation, Ben.
Correct. So I picked it.
All right. Congrats. It can't move anywhere, and no one can grapple it.
Can I request more reinforcements?
They won't reach you in a minute. You have a minute,
Okay.
so it's not like...
I will...
All right. In the minute, both a failure to grapple and a failure to move on anyone's part will happen
Okay.
for the entire minute.
All right, let me check something real quick. All right. Well, at least I got them to separate.
you want to make sure I'm further than a 20-foot radius sphere away from Volk.
All right. Are you doing anything when the spell ends?
Are you talking to me or Maximilian?
You.
Okay. I will address Sereth. And I will say, understand this. You are in the part of the guilty party. You are. But your innocence is not beyond reason. I have taken it upon myself to uphold the law and to ensure that you have a fair and just trial. I will be investigating this case to the full extent of my abilities. You will not be... I will do everything in my power to see that you have a fair trial, but murdering your colleague in front of us is solving no problem and only further deepens the hole that you've made for yourself. If you have a god, I suggest you pray to it. I'm going to do everything in my power to find the real culprit here, for I do not believe it is you.
All right. Volk, make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
All
25.
right. All right, you passed.
Is that a spell?
Sereth attempts to cast Hold Person on you. And seeing that you have successfully passed, sighs and crosses its arms and says, "Very well, though this trial will be a farce."
I see you are not beyond reason. Although it pains me to say it, I thank you for it. Alright, I'll wait until more guards arrive. And then kind of try to explain the situation.
All right, more guards will arrive.
All right. Take Sareth into custody. Let's do a wait trial by the Duke.
That's how the Duke's gonna play this game.
But if I would like to be notified.
It's executed.
I'll address the spy master. I'll be like, I'd like to be notified if the Duke intends to pass judgment immediately, so I may perhaps make a case that this investigation is not all we think it is.
Very well, though I do not know what you're expecting from this.
We can only pray for a miracle.
All right. Let's fast forward to the trial that you are not attending.
Oh, can I call Damien in?
Yeah, you can call Damien in.
Yeah, I'd like to look around the office for clues.
Sure. Nyla, are you doing anything other than sucking your tail?
I am sucking my tail, and I think I taste delicious.
Got a case of the
You won't think that in a week, but
Their blood just has that nice metallic taste I like. Kind of reminds me of the fishes from my time.
Oh yeah, your blood is silver, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like,
Silvery.
gross.
All right. You can begin searching this office.
All right,
It
I'll explain the
is-
situation to Damien. Where's Texas Red? I assume he's just left.
Texas
Red.
Red is gone. Texas Red, do you want to come back, or are you just gonna give up on Volk?
No, I will come back.
Okay,
they're not very happy.
I'll explain things to Damien. I'll be like, here's the case. We
Do
have
you want that you are partly involved with the man you're persecuting? You want to mention that to the rest
I
of
just
the
like the way that you're saying that as if Sareth is his ex or something.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that's what I was thinking. I'm like, wait, what?
Sareth was the devil who killed me and sent me to hell.
Huh.
It is my duty of law to uphold the fairness of it. It not Texas Red's way of thinking is we have the criminal. It's that simple. Turn him over. But I believe there's something
I
deeper
think
here.
turn them over. I said let one of them kill each other.
With no fair process. Jeez. I'm not
It
saying
is fair. The stronger one lives.
it's not how the law works. We are in a
Yeah,
lawful realm.
I mean, the devil law works like that. The strongest survive.
Yeah, but we're not in the devil's realm, are we? We're in a lawful Chinese realm.
A devil.
All right. Let's search around this office.
Okay. Texas Red, I apologize for what I did to you. I know it is uncomfortable being turned, but their destruction of each other would have left no possible recourse. I hope you can at least believe in me enough not to tamper with this case and perhaps give me a chance to prove myself right.
I mean, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you.
I thank you for that. All right, Damien, here's what we got. We got the artifact planted in here. How was the time frame of talking to Nyla?
How long was it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say roughly, let's say, 10 minutes.
Okay.
Well, here's my thinking on this. when we came in and asked him about it earlier, he was mad sus. Like, something was bothering him while we were talking with him. My thought is that either he thought we were getting too close, or possibly he had it hidden and he had to go and retrieve it. And so, like, and now it's back here, so obviously he went and
But he's
retrieved
been
it.
under such scrutiny. It's such an easy thing for somebody else to plant it on him. His offices would have been searched. It's such a silly thing to do. I imagine they searched his offices before. So they couldn't have not found it beforehand.
Well, he could have had it some other place before.
Then why
would
move it to your office?
And then once they go and search your office, they know it's not in the office, so then it'd be safe to bring it back to your office, because they've already searched it, it's not in there. They're not going to search it again unless something happens. And, like, obviously he must have thought that he got away with it or something.
But that's bringing it closer to the god. I mean, if you already have it outside of the palace, that's like half the job done already. Why bring it back into a place that's under lockdown?
Exactly. It just doesn't make any sense. What would be the clearest thing is that somebody planted it here to be sure that Sareth has a downfall.
How about we ask this, Mr. Spymaster? Who would have been informed of the meeting with the head of the guard? Like, were your messengers discreet about that, or
Oh, so where did we have that conversation?
outside? I think on like the steps of it.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Who would have known about the meeting that you were going to have with him?
Yes.
With the second in command?
Yes. No, with
No,
the
with
first in command.
Yeah, with the head
With
of
the first in command?
When he
you-
came out and started yelling at Nyla. Where were we at that point, and who knew that we asked him to come out?
Do we want to check his lock to see if it was tampered with? I mean, if it was picked, then what? There should be scratch marks.
Yeah, that was
Let's see.
that's a
the
good idea.
first- The I guess it would have just been. It would have been me, some of the spy masters, Sareth, your group, and maybe the second in command. Although unlikely considering their relationship. Although maybe they were being listened in. I don't know.
Well, how about we check the lock? Because if there's scratches on it, that alone warrants more investigation.
And it would also give credence that somebody who, well, I don't want to draw the correlation between breaking and entering and thieves can't, but I feel like we can't dismiss it.
All right, investigate the lock. Investigation.
Maximilian, go. Ooh, nice job.
I was gonna say,
All right.
investigation isn't that good.
18 investigation, correct?
I think the best investigation on the team is like a +3.
All right. In that case, you look at the
Might be
lock,
the best.
Mm-hmm.
and you think you do see some scratches in it. See that some of the pins are a little looser than they should be.
Well, the thing about that, though, is that anybody could have broken in here at any time throughout history.
Is the second in command out
That's
of
the lock with a key.
office?
Is the second in command has been brought forth to the Duke.
Oh, so they're both there?
Yeah.
That's what he's taking credit for
open?
us.
Well, because you wanted both of them brought over there for the trial.
I mean, I'm not going to look at gift horse in a mouth. It'll give us a chance to search his office as well.
Yeah,
you
I mean,
try to search that office as well.
Yeah. When we finish up here, we'll check the one next door. He
All
does
right.
have the biggest motive for replacing the first in command. It would be silly of us to dismiss it. He's gotta be. How does Chung Wei fit into this?
Maybe he was manipulated. He could be dead by now, though, too. Like, let's.
That's a very real possibility. But who manipulated him and how? How does if we're going with the second in command, how does he come in contact with Chung Wei, a bounty courier who has possible Athar affiliations?
It could have been networked through anyone he worked with, though. Like, we don't know if this is I mean, this could be a conspiracy.
Is there anything like? Can we just do a general investigation check of the office to see if we discover anything else?
Sure. Are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just looking for the clues of which I've laid?
Well, obviously we're looking for the second one, but more specifically, we'll look for the place where the spy masters found the portable hole.
Sure. All right. As you ask that question, they flip over the desk back onto its correct position as it moved sideways. You're not quite sure if that was when Sareth jumped or if that was during the search at this point. And they open one of the drawers in the desk and they point to a box.
Quick, Damien, eat it. Okay.
For some reason, I'm just a little iffy on eating that box in particular.
What are you talking about? That box does not contain the mirror.
Okay, are you sure about that? I would like to open the box and see what's in it.
You open the box and see it is empty.
Is there anything else in this drawer?
Is there anything else inside of this drawer?
Yeah.
Yes, there's several scrolls. There are scrolls of regular scrolling, and not of magic. There seems to be a book with as you open it up, you see that there is a long list of names inside of it. As you go and scroll to the very end, there seems to be a name called Volk written and underlined several times.
It could mean anything.
I mean, it really is a common name, like.
What are the other names? Like are they?
Names? Yes.
Is this like my personal enemy list?
You recognize some of them as your former friends.
Oh.
Former.
Well, you've been away from them for a bit.
I assume they're still my friends.
I talk behind your back, talking about you behind your back or your dead body.
He sounded so sad. I would assume they're my friends still.
Brian, that box, is it like just a clean box, or does it have any like dirt or anything on the side of it?
I will need an investigation check.
Yay.
All right, let me see. All right, as you rolled your investigation, there seems to be a little bit of dirt on it.
So he was probably buried somewhere. Okay.
Like under the house.
So do we think that
I'll
Chung
wipe
Wei-
off the dirt and look at try to look at it on my hand and be like, is this different dirt? Like, is it the stuff from under Chengwei's house, or is it the stuff from the garden?
Roll me a knowledge nature.
Sweet. Not a survival? Great.
Nope.
That's plus 3.
Survival really doesn't tell you too much about dirt types, considering it's not like it's not like clay or silt difference. It's just, is this different dirt?
Dirt.
As one not tuned to the power of dirt, this looks to be dirt.
Okay. Let's see here. We're just missing the connection. Like, Chungwei seems to be the most obvious person for sneaking in and placing this here. So that means he's still alive.
Actually, they could have gotten rid of him after he did.
Hey,
That would've
Nyla,
been good.
how does that tail taste?
Still pretty delicious.
All right, thanks.
Oh.
I'm just making sure you're still here.
Yep, still here.
Getting soggy. Ugh. Wait, do snakes have saliva?
Yeah.
I think it does, yeah.
Well, I would assume that Nyla is humanoid enough. Currently.
For now. Who is he connected to? Who gains the benefit from Sareth being... Alright, let's check the other guy's office while he's away. Unless anybody has any other ideas here.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, I'll take Sareth's scroll of names.
It's a book. It's a book of names.
I'll take the book of names.
All right. Add book of names to your inventory of
Would
Sareth
we
names.
be able to call it quits here? It is 10 o'clock. I have to skedaddle soon. I can do like 30 minutes more, but...
Alternatively, we search the other office and then we call you and Dakota.
Doesn't matter to me.
Matt, if you need to leave, then we can just call here.
Okay, yeah, I need to get up early tomorrow, so...
All right, then I guess we will call it here.